Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. I'm Sean Wieseman, joined here by Bryan Miller here on RedHawk Radio with a great impromptu matchup here between two teams kind of on the fringe as far as the NCAA tournament bubble is concerned. You have our home team, the Miami RedHawks, versus the away team, the Michigan Wolverines, here playing a rare kind of mid-major coming to the power conference, or power conference coming to a mid-major squad, and which you love to see. But there was actually a little bit of a backstory here. Terry Smith, the head coach for the manager for the Michigan Wolverines, actually is a former Miami grad. Actually coached here, took this team to 2 NCAA regionals. Certainly has a lot of history here. We've also played down the road at Miami, or coached down the road at Miami Middletown. So the point being, a lot of history here for Terry Smith, and he sounded like he was very eager to come back, especially for a game on a day as beautiful as this one. Bryan, how do you feel?
Feel great. And not only that, this is a great crowd here at McKie Field. This might be the most packed I've ever seen this stadium, but when you have a power conference team coming into town, especially one as notable as the Michigan Wolverines, it certainly makes sense. We should have a great atmosphere in game today, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, you're starting to see, this is actually could get to a point where we're standing room only, something you don't often see at here at Hayden Park. But nevertheless, that just adds to the excitement, and I think everyone's really thrilled here today. Well, we can go over our starting lineups here as we get here underway in just a minute here for as the away team, the Michigan Wolverines bats. So for starters, we'll go Evan Hager 1. Colby Turner is batting 2nd. Batting 3rd is Noah Miller. Cleanup is Cade Ladehoff. You have Braden Jeffries batting 5th. Junsung Park batting 6th. Brendan Stressler batting 7th, and Greg Pace batting 8th, and Drew Culbertson batting 9th for the Michigan Wolverines. And in the field for Miami, you have Marcus Dirksen center, Evan Applewick in 1st, Tommy Harrison playing right field, Ryan Novak playing left field, Ignacio Gonzalez playing shortstop, Carson Rather catching, Christopher Roja DHing, Diego Cruz playing second base, and Dominic Krupinski playing third base as the first pitch is hit right to the second baseman, Diego Cruz, who gets the first out. That was Evan Hager up to bat as you 1 up, 1 down really quickly. A good start for Geyser.
Really can't ask for much more if you're a starter Jack Geyser for Miami. He is making his 9th appearance and 7th start of the season. He has been the primary midweek starter for the RedHawks. He has thrown now officially 20 innings this season, giving up 32 hits and 19 runs. All but 1 were earned, 1 walk and 9 strikeouts for Geyser so far this season.
Absolutely. Well, now you have a real challenging matchup here. The second baseman, Colby Turner, hitting 2nd, right-hander, batting .397 as he takes that first pitch in there for a ball.
Yeah, Turner having a tremendous season. You mentioned the .397 average, Sean. Not only the best on the team, the best in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, this isn't a team we were kind of discussing pregame. Pitching is their MO, their 12th best pitching staff in the country, according to one website here. Is Turner takes that one down and inside for ball 2. Yeah, 12th best pitching staff, just 186th in offense. But yeah, Colby Turner certainly a massive cog in this Wolverine offense. You certainly, if you're a Michigan Wolverine fan, hope to get him going early with a, early hit here. As he fouls that one off to the right side, out of play. 2-1 count here for Turner, the junior. He's got 40 runs, 9 RBIs, and 34 RBIs, 9 home runs, and an OPS over 1,100. That'll play.
Certainly.
Big swing and a miss. A great changeup over the inside part of the plate for Geyser as he evens the count here, 2-2, 1 out here on a beautiful day at McKie Field at Hayden Park. Taking his time here as he winds and fires and takes that one. Another changeup just down and away. Kind of wasn't really looking for anything there is Turner, so he makes the count full.
A couple of off-speed pitches there from Geyser. That one coming in at 80 miles per hour with a full count. Have to find your best pitch here. Have to find the zone.
He fires, and that one is fouled off right side. Still makes the count 3-2. 93 on that pitch, and you could tell he really wanted to, gassed up early with the adrenaline there. I mean, you don't see many arms in the Mid-American sitting 93. But it's a big matchup here.
Yeah, certainly a big one, determining how the rest of this inning goes and maybe potentially the rest of the game. An early statement for Miami.
As he takes ball forward, that's Turner. Now he's down to first base, and that brings up Noah Miller here, the junior catcher, who certainly eager to advance his teammate Turner here with one out.
And Miller so far this season, a .293 average, 29 hits for him on the year. 8 have been for extra bases. He has 6 doubles and 2 homers so far on the year.
Yeah, I started 29 games played in 31 as there's a time here. Just a second. Miller's looking to kind of refasten his batting gloves as he gets set. Geyser winds and fires. That's a 94-mile-an-hour pitch, but little off the plate for ball 1. Miller, a guy who was an all-tournament team catcher last year as a redshirt freshman, as that's a pick over to first with plenty of time to spare is Turner. Guys are looking at the pitch comm here.
And notable to note today, Sean, wind blowing straight out to center
Yeah.
field. This is not a Michigan team that has a ton of home runs, but if you get a hold of one, it's very possible.
Yeah, good point. That's a great observation because, yeah, it is. It's blowing out to dead centers. That's ball 2, a little high. Guys are looking a little uncomfortable here early, just not really able to find the zone with either his fastball or his off-speed pitches, but plenty of time here for him to get ahead as he checks his pitch comm and gets set. And fires as that is barreled over the shortstop into left center field. Thinking 2 bases is Miller. Stopping at third. Oh, tripped is Turner as the throw would have been in time. Great throw there from Marcus Dirks over in center field, but regardless, a 2-base hit for Noah Miller. And now men on second and third with 1 out, and that brings Cade Ladehoff, the junior first baseman.
Yeah, guys are trying to sneak a fastball past Miller there, but he was all over it. On a 2-0 count, you probably have to be sitting fastball, and that's exactly what he got. He roped that one, exit speed of 104 right over the shortstop Gonzalez into the left center gap, and Michigan with the threat to score early here in the top of the first.
Yeah, certainly not how you want to start this game here with 1 out. Men on second and third. A big swing and a miss for Cade Ladehoff. He was really hoping to make a statement here early on, but got him on the off speed. 0-1 is the count.
Love the off speed first pitch there from guys that are able to get Ladehoff way out in front. Definitely was sitting a fastball there.
Definitely, as that is a swing and a big hit into left field. Charging back off the wall. Unable to collect the ball initially was Ryan Novak as the ball gets in. That is a 2-run double for Cade Ladehoff. Just went right over the head of Ryan Novak there in left field. He kind of dove up to try to grab it, but like I said, almost hit the 376 mark off the wall. And a really nice piece of hitting there from the junior first baseman, Cade Ladehoff.
Yeah, hard hit ball for Michigan. Yet another one. That one 103 off of his bat. And that one again into the left field part of McKie. Tough play for Novak to make. Miami's got to get out of this.
Absolutely, as that's a first pitch in there for a ball. Not your great start here for Geyser. Guy with an 8.24 ERA, like you mentioned, but doesn't walk a lot of guys, but kind of pitch to contact kind of guy, but unfortunately he's pitching to contact and it's been hard hit. Winds and fires. That pitch is in there for a ball. 2-0 is the count. Another off-speed pitch, and this is Braden Jeffries up to bat, the third baseman, a sophomore who's been a starter in pretty much every game, all but one, but has played in every game. As Larry Scully is going to have a quick mound visit, does not like what he sees. It just seems like Geyser's had a bit of a issue with his command today.
Yeah, now 3 straight at-bats, or 2 I should say, where he hasn't been able to find the zone early on in the count. Was actually pretty effective early on this game. Obviously 1 pitch, 1 out to
Right.
the leadoff man Hager, and was able to get up early on Turner. Was able to get to a 2-strike count, but ultimately walked him. Ever since that point, he's had some trouble finding the zone, especially early on in the count. Have to imagine Coach Scully out there just everything from the neck up here.
Yep.
Just, hey, just focus on finding the zone here. Trust the defenders behind you.
Absolutely.
Try getting out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeffrey's a California native, actually. His brother played at San Diego for 4 years and then actually came to Michigan for a year, which is how he ended up at Michigan. He said he really loved coming and visiting him in Ann Arbor, and said he wanted to be a Wolverine as the left-hander gets back into the box with a 2-0 count. As that one is chopped foul over to the Michigan dugout on the right side. 2-1 is your count now. Jeffrey's a all Big Ten freshman team guy last year, started 29 games, hit .267. Not really a power guy, only has a home run this year, but regardless, able to make some solid contact, hitting obviously up to .313 this year. Really taking his time is Geyser as he winds and fires. And that one is chopped over to the shortstop, Gonzalez. Gonzalez misplays it, and that is going to send a runner home. Just a brutal fielding mistake on a routine chopping grounder to Ignacio Gonzalez at shortstop. And boy, you think you have an easy out there, and instead you send a runner home. The score is now 3-0 Wolverines. Brutal beat there for Geyser and the RedHawks.
Yeah, just a slow roller towards the direction of the shortstop Gonzalez. Sean, I think he just looked up before he actually fielded the ball, because it was going to be a bang-bang play at first with Jeffrey speeding down the first base line.
Yeah.
But before you throw the ball, Sean, you have to field it.
Sure.
So
they call that do or die, but and sometimes you do need to make a play, but with a runner there coming to third, you don't necessarily. Sometimes you just got to eat it. But as that first pitch goes in there for a ball, yeah, just really rushed the process, like you said. Already looked up before the ball was in his glove.
And really heads up base running for RedHawks at second.
As that is Jun-Sung Park who hits it into center field. Marcus Dirks makes a diving grab and is able to snag it in left center field. A great play from Dirks, who had a beat on it right off the bat.
Yeah, you said it best there, Sean. Great read for Dirks. Well known for his speed this season for Miami, with 28 stolen bases, top 10 in the country in stolen bags, but obviously helps out defensively as well.
Sure does.
You're able to speed your way to the ball, able to save a run for Miami.
No, absolutely. It's kind of a you love to see that speed being put to good use. Reminds you kind of like a Billy Hamilton style of player. Doesn't hit for a lot of power, but can really hit the ball. Can hit the ball for some contact and also make some great fielding plays. That's a first pitch ball taken by Brendan Stressler, the left fielder, who's a junior. That wind is really blowing here right now. 1-0 count with 2 outs here as he checks his swing but lays off of it just in time. Count now 2-0 for Stressler.
And again, guys are having some trouble finding the zone, as missed downstairs on a couple of pitches.
Yeah.
Back to the lefty.
Yeah, Stressler, a transfer from St. Louis, originally from Wilmette, Illinois, as he winds and fires. That one is hit right up the middle into center field, and that is going to be a base hit. Rounding to third is Jeffries, and that's going to be a single. Men on first and third now.
If not, we just got to take it down.
Yeah, another 2-0 fastball there from Geyser, and Stressler was all over. Have to be sitting on your pitch there. Was able to hammer home the fastball for another hard hit ball for Michigan. Had quite a few of them in this inning so far.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. It certainly feels like there's just been a lot of barrels on the ball here. So, well, here you go. So it's the right-hander Greg Pace, a junior, started 30 games this year for the Wolverines, and hitting in the ace 8 hole here as he takes that first pitch for a ball.
I mean, if your guys are right now, you're still 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning with a couple outs on you. Just try not to worry too much about the runners on the corner. Just focus on getting the batter Pace out.
Absolutely. You have as that ball is hit out to right field, hit pretty deeply, but regardless, the right fielder is there, and that ends the inning. Tommy Harrison with the putout, and that will end it for the RedHawks. So 3-spot in the first for the Wolverines, 4 hits and an error as well for Miami, but regardless, we know that this team can hit, so we'll take it easy and we'll head off here for just a couple minutes, and we'll be right back here for the bottom of the first inning here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. I'm Sean Wieseman here with Bryan Miller here in the bottom of the first as we have Marcus Dirks up to bat. The center fielder bats left-handed, throws right-handed, but be up left-handed today. And he is against the pitcher, the freshman Eric Pajunas. Pajunas starting his 4th game this season with a 4.58 ERA. And looking for his 2nd win of the season as he throws that first pitch in the dirt, or so the turf, I should say. Beautiful turf as Dirks takes that one for ball 1. Was showing bunt on that one. Certainly has the speed to, like you were talking about in the top of the inning, rather, as that ball is hit to kind of no man's land, and that is going to fall as he's looking too, and actually he holds the brakes, but that was kind of hit over in the left center field, but also kind of in between the shortstop, and Dirks able to just kind of push one just over the shortstop's head and able to get on first.
Not the hardest hit ball from Marcus Dirks, but with the speed that he certainly possesses, just have to get one out into the outfield, see if you can find some open turf. He was able to do just that.
Absolutely.
And try to advance him now if you're Miami.
Yeah, this is kind of how you always imagine it. Dirks is the kind of guy who will get on first, and then you send your, first team All-MAC guy last year, Evan Applewick, as he takes that first pitch in for a strike. And like I said, Applewick hitting really well this season. 11 home runs, hit 21 last year. As that's a first pitch taken, or sorry, that second pitch is taken in there for a ball.
And Applewick, not necessarily the power numbers that he had last season. I don't want to say just 11 home runs.
Sure, but when you hit 21, certainly it feels like 11 is a little bit of a downgrade as that next pitch is kind of in there into the brown turf there.
But as he just did on that last pitch, he's been very, very patient this year. 41 walks this season, most in the MAC, 7th most in Division I baseball. When you're a power threat like Applewick is, you really have to wait on getting your pitch.
Yeah.
And he's done a good job of that.
Absolutely, he has. That's a big swing and a miss there. 87 on that one for Pajunas. As the count is now even 2-2 for Applewick. Yeah, Applewick, a native of Madison, South Dakota, actually played at IMG Academy with about half dozen folks. That one is hit right up the middle to the second baseman, looking two. First one is good, but second out is not there. So Applewick able to beat him out on the double play ball, but regardless, Dirks goes down. One out here in the bottom of the first for Tommy Harrison. They call him Hammerin' Harrison. Miami student did a write-up on him. Had that as the headline. I always like that. Harrison, about as good of a driver in of runs as you could possibly ask. 57 RBI, slugging .729, hitting in the 3-hole for the RedHawks here, hitting left-handed as he takes that first pitch in the dirt, gets by the catcher Miller, but unable to make any pay dirt of it is Applewick.
And Harrison, I mean, another guy in this Miami lineup you have to be careful throwing against.
Absolutely.
Not a ton of power for him this season. 10 homers on the year for him, as you mentioned, the 57 RBIs, top 10 in the country.
Takes that pitch low and outside. That is ball 2 for Harrison, a redshirt junior from Cleveland. A guy who's been in the program for a long time. And Harrison, a guy who kind of started a few games last year, had the most hits out of any guy who was a non-starter, though, for the most part. As he takes that one, ball 3.
And you could tell that Pajunas and the Wolverine pitching staff,
they do not want any piece of him.
Yeah, no, you don't need to fire any fastballs in the zone to him, especially working with the 3-run cushion that they are right now.
Absolutely.
Be surprised if he gets a competitive pitch here on a 3-0.
Yeah, you got to certainly wonder as he fires that one in for a fastball for a strike. So you take that back, I guess. 3-1 count here now for Harrison. And Harrison, MAC Player of the Week in weeks 3 and week 8. Yeah, you can't really ask for more offensively from your top half of your lineup. A guy who's hitting, 360, a guy who's just walks now. Because that is a walk for Harrison, so men on first and second. And then obviously you have Applewick, who's a first-team All-MAC guy last year and certainly will be an All-MAC guy this year. So you'll take that. So that brings up in the 4th spot, that is Ryan Novak, a second-team All-MAC guy last year in the outfield. The left-hander is now going to try to make something happen here, hitting .254, starting 37 games for the RedHawks from Canton, Georgia. And like I said, he's been a starter for pretty much day one for Bryan Smiley here, now in his 3rd season as a RedHawk as he takes that first pitch in for a strike.
And Novak, another really good driver of baseball for Miami. 40 RBIs for him, 5th best in the MAC.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can look up and down this lineup. It's a top 20 offense according to the BenPom, which is the kind of baseball equivalent of KenPom.com. Says it's a top 20 off at 19th to be exact. So a real strength, the 12th ranked pitching staff in the country versus the 19th ranked lineup in the country as he took that pitch in for a ball to even the count at 1-1. You can certainly see why with the amount of hitters as he takes that pitch inside for ball 2.
Yeah, Miami's have been very patient so far in this inning. Wolverine pitching staff is more than aware of the power that this RedHawk lineup possesses. You just have to wait for your pitch if you're Novak and the rest of Miami.
That is barreled over foul into the bullpen over there on the right side. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's just about patience here because they're not going to give you many good pitches. They know that this team is very capable of doing a lot of damage with one swing here as the count here is even 2-2 for Ryan Novak. Winds and fires. That is popped up foul well behind us. Really big crowd forming. We were already talking beginning of the game how how many folks were here, but I mean, they have completely filled the stadium. It is standing room only at this point here, which you love to see, especially for a big match. And Miami folks will show up, as that is a swing and a miss for Tommy Harrison. A great pitch there from Eric Bajumas. Make it 2 outs now for the shortstop, right-hander Ignacio Gonzalez.
It's a really good pitch there from Pajunas. He's able to get Novak out in front of his hammering off-speed pitch. That one coming in at 87 miles per hour. Over a foot of horizontal break. A really good breaking pitch from the righty.
Absolutely. So 2 outs here for Ignacio Gonzalez as he takes that first pitch in for a strike. Nice off-speed pitch once again. And Ignacio Gonzalez, a redshirt freshman from Garabo, Puerto Rico, went to Tampa Prep. And didn't play a whole lot last year, but has stepped in as the starting shortstop. As he barrels that over to the second baseman, who fields it cleanly and gets the 3rd out of the inning. So a real chance with 1 out. Ben on first and second, but unable to convert are the RedHawks. So stranding 2 makes it a 3-0 game as we head to the top of the second here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. We will be right back. Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. We have a new pitcher. It is the senior left-hander, Carson Byers, who about as good of a reliever as you can ask for in the Mid-American here in, second-team All-MAC last year, first-team All-MAC the year before. Certainly one of the best pitchers for the RedHawks. Struggled a bit this year, 7.93 ERA, but regardless, they're sending their best out here for Drew Culbertson, the 9-hole hitter and shortstop, as he takes that first pitch in for a ball.
Yeah, wrapping up the book on the starter, Jack Geyser. Got through the first inning, not without damage done, though. Gave up 4 hits and 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, 1 walk and no strikeouts for the righty Geyser.
Yeah, rough start for Geyser, but sets up a guy, Byers, who's pitched a lot of big games as he throws that one in for a ball. Yeah, and Byers, not overwhelming stuff at all. He's only my height, 5'9", but I mean his pitch ability is just next level. That's a swing and a miss there.
Yeah, Byers does a really, really good job of mixing up his speeds. Obviously, as you mentioned, Shine doesn't have overwhelming stuff. I don't even know if he touches 90 on his fastball, but his changeup is really, really good. His curveball as well. He mixes them up really good.
Yeah, he does. He has plus offerings on both of those, and you know, when his pitch ability is on, like it has been for most of the last couple of years, it's pretty good. So that's a ball there Another off-speed pitch. 3-1 is the count to Culbertson. You certainly feel like you could pitch to Culbertson. Only a $195 hitting this year. That's actually his best season in 3 years of college baseball. Throws that one inside, touches the left inside, or the inside corner rather, for strike 2. So full count on a nice fastball. Kind of dotted it for Byers as he takes his time from the stretch. Winds and fires, and that is a swing and a miss for Drew Culbertson, and nice job for Carson Byers. Way to get back after getting down 3-1 in the count to get 2 straight strikeout, strike pitches, and able to put away the 9-hole hitter, not let him get anything going here early as you turn the lineup over, and it is Evan Hager, the leadoff man, the shortstop, or not shortstop, excuse me, center fielder.
Yeah, and obviously shots critical to get the leadoff hitter out in any inning, but especially an inning where the 9-hole hitter is leading things off in the top of the order after that. Really don't want to have him on the top of the order up, especially for a Michigan lineup that excelled in the last inning.
Absolutely. And that's a pitch that was head height for ball 1. And yeah, like you said, that offense was really rolling first inning. You don't want to give that top of the lineup that really set the tone here early. You don't want to give them any more ammunition, as that is a foul ball chopped over to the Michigan dugout for the left-hander Hager. And Hager, a guy who's OPS of about 900, only 4 stolen bases. It's not necessarily the fastest center fielder, but a guy who's pretty savvy regardless, and started many games for Michigan Wolverines here. Beginning of the year, they played in the Surprise College Baseball Series tournament. He was actually named MVP as he takes that one on the back. And not what you like, especially getting up 0-2 on that. Not an ideal place to be for your leadoff man to get on base. So Wolverines, the man on first, 1 out here with the number 2 hitter, Colby Turner, a junior, looking to add on to this 3-0 lead for the Wolverines here this afternoon.
You know, the thing about Carson Byers and the arsenal that he deploys, he's typically able to get a lot of ground balls. And with a runner on first and 1 out in the inning, that's exactly what you need if you're Miami.
Absolutely. You're right. And he pitches to contact about as well as any MAC pitcher as he takes that first pitch in. Turner takes that first pitch in for a strike. And no, you said it best. Like you said, it's not overwhelming, but because he can pitch to contact so well, he's able to make a lot of quick work, as that is a chopper hit to Ignacio Gonzalez there at shortstop. Double play ball, turn 1, got 2, and a nice double play ball for the RedHawks.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as textbook of a play as you could ask him. As you said it, you called it right there. He's a ground ball pitcher, and he gets exactly what you need on the double play ball. So Byers hits a batter, but Wolverines strand a runner on a nice double play ball, and so makes the score still 3-0 here as we head to the bottom of the second here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. I'm Sean Wieseman here with Bryan Miller as we get under the bottom of the second inning here underway. Score is 3-0 in favor of the visiting Wolverines as Eric Pajunas takes the mound for the second inning, and that brings up the catcher Carson Rather, a guy who started the majority of the games at catcher. They kind of have a two-man system, but Rather the starter majority of the time and certainly the better hitter as he barrels that one left center field. That one is way back, and that is gone! A first pitch hit to right center field. And boy, you could say goodbye to that one. What was the distance on that? Holy cow.
103 off the bat of Carson Rather. That one going an estimated 403 feet into the right center gap. Wind's pushing out today, Sean.
Yes,
that certainly
it is.
helped Mr. Rather out a lot. Home run number 7 for him this season. Obviously, it's a RedHawk lineup that can really get on the board quickly.
Like I said, yeah, we were talking about that, you know, before the game. This is a team that offensively is as dangerous as any team in the country, and that keeps them in just about any game here. So certainly love to see that. As the RedHawks get on the board, it is now a 3-1 ball game with the Michigan Wolverines still ahead here, but Lee kind of getting chopped in half here as Christopher Roja Calcano comes up. Call him Christopher Roja for today. It's the sophomore DH. Takes that first pitch in for a ball, and actually takes that second pitch in there for a ball as well. Roja from the Dominican Republic. Not the first guy from the Dominican that Smiley's been able to find, but certainly a guy that can hit the ball, as that one is hit into deep center field. At the warning track is the center fielder, and that's gone! Wow! Christopher Roja with back-to-back now, with back-to-back home runs for the RedHawks. And that is now a 3-2 ball game into straight center field. Like you said, that wind is blowing right to center field, Bryan, and boy, you could not draw it up any better than that.
We just saw Pajunas. He looked at his dugout on the pitcher's mound, just shrugged his shoulders. Yeah, that's usually just a can of corn for the center fielder, Sean, but not today. The wind, it hit the wind tunnel, went straight over the wall. There's nothing that Pajunas or the center fielder Hager could do about that. Roa will certainly take it. Back-to-back ding-dongs for the RedHawks. How about that?
No, absolutely. Yeah, Hager was at the warning track looking as though he could maybe make a play on it, kind of trying to time up a stolen home run there, but just too far. So that brings up the freshman Diego Cruz, who is playing second base today. A freshman, the only freshman that's starting today. Kind of goes to show you he's been hitting the ball pretty well for 346 as he takes that pitch in for a strike. Even the count at 1-1.
Cruz, very much a power hitter. He's known as a slap hitter sometimes too, as he tries to run out of the box, try to poke one down the third base line. Jeffrey is playing at third, playing in. He's fully aware of that.
So that ball is hit foul over to the right side, and yeah, no, like you said, you're right. He kind of his MO. A guy who strikes out a lot, just you kind of very typical freshman profile, 33 strikeouts, only 8 walks, so but he can hit the ball. I mean, he's hitting 346 on the season, which he'll certainly take. But yeah, he'll swing at pretty much anything, but he's able to get good contact on the ball a lot of the time, and that's a skill that can't really teach that kind of plate discipline, or not plate discipline, but plate control. He winds and fires, and that is also chopped foul. Count still 1-2 for Cruz, but yeah, it's a real indictment on Cruz's ability to get in the lineup. A 5'9", 165-pound guy from Carolina, Puerto Rico, went to Central Point Christian, and yeah, real strong offensive guy, and that is chopped foul over to the right side. Great at bat for Cruz, just staying alive. Certainly hope he can make more of it. Add on to the already 2 runs scored here in the bottom of the second here for Miami.
Yeah, at the very least, if you're Cruz, even if you get out, you're able to drive the pitch count up. The starter Pajunas try to inch closer and closer to opening the bullpen door for the Wolverines.
Absolutely, as that ball is head high, and that is a ball now for evens the count now at 2 apiece. Still no outs here in beautiful McKie Field at Hayden Park, and yeah, you really can't ask for a better day. All the fans are here. Great game. great environment, as that is a barrel hit to right field. That's also going back at the wall. Gone! Back to back to back home runs. And you can say goodbye to that one. Wow!
I mean, that's just incredible. That was just like Roa's home run.
Oh my gosh!
If you get it in the air today, it's probably going to get out of here.
It certainly seems like it. So, color me surprised. I know this team can hit. That was never a doubt, but now that is 3 home runs in a row for the back half of this lineup, mind you. I mean, this is not Evan Applewick and Harrison. These are the back half of your lineup, guys. And yeah, there you go. And here, it looks like this will be the end of the day for Pajunas, as there is a looks like there'll be a pitching change for Tracy Smith.
Yeah, not sure if it will be a.
Or yeah, you know, I'm not sure.
It might just be a visit, because I didn't see anyone warming up in the Michigan.
Looks like they're just
bullpen.
getting somebody started to warm up. I think you might be right, actually, Brian. But
yeah.
Regardless, certainly going to get the freshman rattled, as a 3 spot in the second off of back-to-back home runs will certainly rattle just about any pitcher. And yeah, Tracy Smith just trying to calm down his young pitcher.
And I think that visit serves 2 main purposes, Sean. One, again, neck-up meeting for the pitcher. Just got to check in on him, say, hey, listen, it's pretty much a 0-0 game now. You have a clean slate to work with to just operate like you've been doing before and back in the first inning. And second, it allows the pitcher in the bullpen to give him some time to warm up.
I was going to say, they did not have somebody start warming up until the moment that Tracy Smith had a chance to walk out there. So that is a first pitch ball to Dominic Krupinski, the senior third baseman. But yeah, this is, boy, you can tell he's getting a little rattled here, as he throws that one in for a strike, evens the count at 1 apiece. And Krupinski, a guy who followed Smiley from Indiana State, recruited by Smiley, and the only player to come from Indiana State with him, as that is chopped foul. It's hit right to the first base coach, and thankfully he's okay.
And not great hands at first base
for
the first base coach, Derek Fay. Just ricocheted off of his left hand. If he had a glove, he would have been able to glove
I'm sure he
it,
would have been able to glove that if he had a glove, but not a great barehanded play, but makes the count 1-2 for Pajunas, as that is barreled into left center field, or left field rather, but that is at the wall, but not able to make it out, and that is a out for Brennan Stressler. So that brings up the leadoff man, Marcus Dirks. You saw the crowd get on their feet, though, hoping for 4 home runs in a row. Boy, I don't know. There's not a lid on this place. There's no roof, but I think the metaphorical roof on this place would have completely come open if that had gone out. But regardless, still only 1 out here, as Marcus Dirks gets in the batter's box. Takes that pitch into the turf for ball 1.
And I love the passion from the fans today,
Yeah.
Sean. Not only are they here, they're really into the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're getting up on every single fly ball.
Sure
when
are.
we saw the pitchers meeting from Michigan, they started chirping at the Wolverines a little bit, happy for the induced visit.
Yeah, absolutely, as that's a pitch just off the plate on the outside part. 2-0 is the count. And no, you said it, Brian. That is you love to see that. There's sometimes especially for college baseball, a lot of places it's not as highly attended, but you love to see that the fans are making it known today, as that is a foul tip. That's going to be a strike for Dirks. Makes the count 2-1. And so yeah, count right now 2-1, 1 out, 3-3 ball game after a 3 spot in the first for Michigan, and 3 back-to-back home runs for the RedHawks in response, as Pajunas winds and fires. That one is outside. Going to count 3-1, and boy, yeah, that's tough for any pitcher to deal with, but especially for a freshman on the road. That's a tough ask to have him continue to just sit in there and throw strikes. Take some mental fortitude, as that is barreled over into left center field, close to the wall, but not quite, is Stressler who makes the play.
Stressler, busy man.
Yes,
in
he
this
is.
inning. Krupinski hitting one his way, and Dirks as well. Two lefties in the Miami lineup trying to go opposite way. Both good pieces of hitting, made good contact. Just happens to go into the glove of Stressler.
Yep. Well, that brings Evan Applewick, the right-handed hitting first baseman, and it looks like there will be another meeting, and I think that's going to be the end of the day here for Pajunas, because I think they just wanted to buy enough time to make sure they could get their bullpen warm. So I think we'll go ahead and take a quick break here as we get the new pitcher here, and we'll head back here momentarily. Welcome back to Red Hawk Radio. We're here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. I'm Sean Wieseman here with Bryan Miller as Evan Applewick comes to bat against the new pitcher Max DeBeck, a 6'7", 228-pound senior. Very well traveled up against the veteran Applewick as he throws that one in for a strike. A nice off-speed pitch. DeBeck, very well traveled. Played at Washington, Texas A&M, and Folsom Lake College as he skips that one to even the count at 1.
He's come in relief for the starter, Eric Pajunas. Got through 1 2/3, gave up 4 hits and the 3 back-to-back home runs for Miami. 1 walk and 1 strikeout for the starter today.
Yeah, rough day for Pajunas as that ball is in there for a ball.
A lot of off-speed stuff so far.
Yeah, he really has.
DeBeck. You would think with a guy with his frame, 6'7", what did you say, 228?
228, yeah.
You would think a lot of
he could
fastballs,
throw some heat, yeah.
So far not the case.
That's just a very well-built guy, and he looks it on the mound as he throws that curveball head high for a ball, and Evan Applewick is now up on the count 3-1.
Of course, with how tall he is on the mound, if you're able to have a really nice curveball, it just adds even more break to it.
With the extension, absolutely.
Very challenging for hitters if you're able to locate it.
Yep. Well, he was not able to locate that one, as that is a 5-pitch walk for Evan Applewick, and so 2 outs, you get another runner on base, and that brings up Tommy Hammer and Harrison, the junior right fielder who looking to tack on more onto this 3 spot so far for the RedHawks. I'll tell you, yeah, like I mentioned, this is Max DeBeck, like I said, is very well traveled. Didn't really play at Washington, didn't really play at A&M, but was the Pacific Athletic Division Player of the Year in 2024 as a redshirt sophomore at Folsom Lake College, and was really strong as first-team All-American JUCO as well. He throws that first pitch in for a strike, and not quite as dominant as he was in the junior college levels, but 5.71 ERA in 17 1/3 innings. That's certainly nothing to sneeze at, especially with how college pitching tends to be. So that pitch is in for a strike. Almost bit was Harrison. Makes the count 0-2 now.
And you mentioned the 17 1/3 that he's thrown so far, Sean. Has 15 appearances this season, so typically a short leash for DeBeck. Would not expect him to go very long today. Maybe an inning just over that amount.
Absolutely. Harrison going to need to protect the plate for the left-hander as he throws that one. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike, but a throw down the first is in time, and that will end the inning. So back-to-back-to-back home runs. Certainly a way to kickstart your offense, and that makes the score tied at 3 apiece here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. We will be right back here for the top of the third. Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. 3-3 is our score as Carson Byers comes back out here for the top of the third inning as the 3-hole hitter Noah Miller comes to the plate. As he fouls that first pitch over to the right side.
Miller with a double his first time up. Certainly someone to be aware of if you're Byers and the RedHawks.
Yeah, absolutely. Top of this lineup is as lethal as any in the Mid-American, certainly in the Big Ten, as he takes that pitch in for a ball, even the count at 1 apiece. But yeah, like you said, this is the top of the lineup that did a lot of damage, so certainly want to exercise some caution here while pitching for Byers. As he winds and fires, that is inside, but in for a strike. Nice off-speed pitch, kind of broke, just clipped the inside corner.
Over 2 feet of horizontal break on that pitch for Byers.
You could see it too. Swing and just over the head of Ignacio Gonzalez, the shortstop, as Dirks fields it cleanly, and that is going to be a leadoff base hit for Noah Miller, and that will bring up Cade Ledehoff, excuse me, the cleanup first baseman.
That's been the area that Michigan has really hammered the baseball in is the left center gap, pretty much just over the head of the
Exclusively,
shortstop
yeah.
Gonzalez. They've had quite a few balls in that direction today.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's been funny. It seems like Gonzalez is playing pretty far back too, but just still kind of peeking right over his head. That's a first pitch strike. Really nice pitch there from Byers. Completely froze Ladehoff there. And Ladehoff also with a couple RBIs today. And a nice double to clear the bases. Byers fires that one in there for a ball. He can touch 90, I guess. Got 90 exactly on that one. As a count is even now, 1 apiece.
Yeah, maybe just a little extra juice on that pitch
Absolutely.
from Byers.
I think so. Byers winds in, deals, and that is skipped to the catcher Rather, who picks it no problem, but the count is now 2-1.
Wouldn't be surprised at all if we have a lot of higher velocities today, considering the opponent and how many people are here.
Yeah, some serious juice, some adrenaline, I would assume, especially with the weather being nice too. Certainly helps kind of stay warm, as that is a pickoff attempt to first, but more of a half-hearted one. Just trying to make Noah Miller remember that I see you.
It's not a Wolverine squad that runs often.
Certainly not.
38 for 56 on stolen base attempts this season.
Absolutely not. Nope. Byers deals a little low. Makes the count 3-1. But yeah, RedHawks have multiple guys with 17+ steals in the starting lineup. There's not a guy with more than 7 for Michigan, and that is going to be ball 4 for Cade Ladehoff. So men on first and second, no out. Byers base hit, gave up a base hit, now a walk, and that brings up Braden Jeffries.
And a little bit of adversity for the lefty Byers. Did have a runner on the last inning, was able to get an inning-ending double play. Would love to have another double him up here if you're Miami.
Yeah, certainly, like we said, a guy who can pitch to contact, so certainly very doable for Byers as he plays the left-hander who shows bunt, Jeffries that is, but pulls back regardless. It's a strike. Jeffries with a base hit in his last at-bat. And a guy who's 313 hitter, started almost every game for Michigan. Showing bunt again down the third base line, but foul. Let's make it an 0-2 count now. Certainly gonna have to choke up and swing here for the left-hander.
Great job by Byers. You see a lot of pitchers in that situation. It seems like a somewhat obvious sacrifice bunt scenario. Obviously, the guy will turn around. They kind of just get rattled as the last seconds they're trying to deliver it in.
Sure.
But not the case for Byers, able to get up and face a 2-strike count.
Absolutely. Still showing bunt here. Really showing bunt. Now pulls back and swing and a miss for Byers. Try to pull a little trickery is Braden Jeffries and not able to be successful in doing so. Just able to put a fastball kind of above the strike zone, and Tracy Smith probably kind of looks like he's shaking his head a little bit, going, "What in the world are we doing?"
He tried to slash there, and if you throw a high fastball in that situation, your hands are already down to bunt, so you have to bring them back up and try to catch up to the heater. That's almost impossible to do.
Almost impossible, even for the fastest bat speed, as that is first pitch in there for a ball. No, it's a great point. It's basically an impossible ask, especially for a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. It's one thing on the off speed, but you give yourself no chance with a high fastball. Well, we have Jun-Sung Park here up to bat, DHing today as he takes that second pitch in for a ball. And Park, a guy who's 0 for 1 today, with a fly out. Park only played 7 games, started 3, giving him some run today as he takes that pitch. Really wanted to swing but didn't, so 3-0 is the count now, and now you just, if you're Byers, you just hope you can put something across the plate.
Well, that's probably a red light situation for Park. Would really doubt he's going to swing at this next pitch.
Absolutely.
So you could probably cruise a fastball here if you're Byers.
I would assume so too, especially with runners on first and second, as that's a pickoff attempt over to first base. Applewick kind of having to make an awkward grab, but able to do so. Count still 3-0. 3-3 is our score here, top of third, and a beautiful day here at Hayden Park. Wonderful crowd, big crowd, massive crowd even, and that is a pitch in there, like you said, fastball right in there for a strike. And now this is where Park's going to have to pick up the bat off his shoulders and hope that he doesn't ground into a double play ball here, which I'm sure is what Byers is thinking, some off speed to try to elicit some sort of weak contact here. As Byers winds and fires, swing and a miss. Big hack for Park.
That was the changeup from Byers.
Yeah.
Really, really good. About 20
Boy.
inches of movement on that pitch.
Yeah.
Really just pulled the chair underneath it. Park not able to catch up.
Yeah, Byers just gets a lot of break on all of his pitches and does a good job. Steps off, now takes a look at second base. Diego Cruz was covering second and against the right-hander here. No throw over. Just a disengagement. As Byers looks to get a strikeout or maybe a ground out here. As he winds and fires foul ball over to the left side over Miami dugout. Still 3-2 is the count. Byers certainly fighting. Pitch count up to 23. In an inning and a third so far.
Certainly has room for more. The Miami pitching staff
Definitely.
coaching staff, I should say, not afraid to let him go, especially in a game like this.
Absolutely agree. And that is swing and a miss. What a pitch for Carson Byers. And after coming back from a 3-0 count, you get the DH Junsung Park to bite on a 3-2 ball. Just, man, really great piece of pitching there. And he has a chance here now to get out of this inning unscathed after two lead runners. As that brings up to the plate Brendan Stressler, the left fielder, a left-hander. A lot of lefties in this lineup, you'll notice. He takes that one inside for a ball.
Probably a large reason why Byers is in.
Yes, a good point, absolutely. Stressler 1 for 1 today. Hoping to make it 2 for 2 against Carson Byers as he winds and deals, and that is hit into left center field. Dirks looks like he has a beat on it, and he does. Great grab there in left center field for Dirks, showing his speed, and that is going to end the inning. A great job from Carson Byers, and that means Wolverines strand 2, and we'll head to the bottom of the third here on Red Hawk Radio. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Yep, that's him. No, I'm not either. Might be his inning. Yeah.
Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park, a 3-3 ball game here as the Michigan Wolverines are the visitors here on a kind of an impromptu Tuesday afternoon game. They actually canceled a game against Dayton to make the trip out here for a real potential tournament bubble kind of clash here. As Ryan Novak, the left-hander, comes to the plate against Max DeBeck as he throws that first pitch in for a strike. A nice curveball. And DeBeck, like we were talking about before he came in, a guy who typically only pitches in inning increments, but looks like he's going to get a little bit more run today as he winds and deals. Big swing and a miss for Ryan Novak. And quickly makes the count 0-2 here for the RedHawks. Yes. That's a good point. A second game. Another MAC opponent as that pitch is taken for a ball. Like I've said before, Novak, a guy, just a veteran you can keep in the middle of the lineup, and Smiley's just kind of relied on him to put together some quality at-bats. As he winds and deals. That is just off the plate. Evens the count at 2 apiece. 94 on that one. Some serious heat from DeBeck. And deals. Foul tip. Strike 3. Just got him on the off speed once again. Novak just did not seem like he had a very good handle on any of the off speed that DeBeck was throwing, and I think he could tell. He's able to get a good swing and a miss. And so that brings up the shortstop, Ignacio Gonzalez. Gonzalez had a ground out his last at bat. Looking to tack on some more runs for the RedHawks as he watches that first pitch in for a ball. Tell me. I could see it. I totally see it. Huge guys, both just absolutely massive guys, yeah. As he throws that one, that is sharply hit to third. Nice play. Ignacio Gonzalez just not able to beat it out. A great play from the third baseman, Jeffries. That is a 1 pitch, 1 out though. Makes it 2 outs actually. And that brings up Carson Rather, who in his last at bat had a home run. Yeah. I was just getting ready to say that. Yeah, this was the first of 3 back-to-back-to-back home runs that were hit in the last time these guys were up. So the left-handed hitting Rather certainly looking to add a second home run here today, as that is a first pitch in. Kind of clips the outside corner for a strike. He's really working that curveball in there really frequently, DeBeck that is, and able to throw it for a strike a good amount of the time too. Yeah, tell me. I see it. I see it. I know you're exactly right. I would not have been able to tell you that, but now that you say it, I can completely see it. As that is a pitch taken in there for a strike. Another off-speed pitch. Boy, he is working these off-speed pitches into the zone, and RedHawks just aren't seeing it. Yeah, absolutely. So he gets set and deals. And that is a ball, kind of skips off of the catcher's foot there. Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say that entire Mariners pitching staff is very good. Skips that ball about 2 feet in front of home plate. That makes the count full for Rather. He's been very patient in this at-bat. But you certainly have to assume that DeBeck is going to want to sit off speed here. Just really hasn't used that fastball much at all. Hasn't had to. I mean, he's sitting, he threw 94 earlier in the inning, but just hasn't had to. as he winds and fires. That is also skipped about 4 feet in front of home plate this time. And so Rather with the 2-out walk. And hoping to get something going here is Christopher Roa. Just a weird, after he was able to command his off-speed so well, spiking about back-to-back pitches to send Carson Rather to first base. Yes. Sure, we'll call it brown. We'll call it turf. Yeah. No, you're exactly right. As it looks like the catcher Noah Miller is asking for a time, kind of talking to home plate umpire Robert Howard. Not sure exactly. Looks like there might be some issue with the pitch comm. I can't quite tell, but it looks like they're ready to go. And so the sophomore Christopher Roa looking to get ready here. Roa is this is only his 9th start of the year. Only 31 at bats, but hitting .258. As he barrels that one into right field for a base hit, going first to third. That's gonna be a double actually. Looked like it kind of hit more in the gap than I could tell initially. Greg Pace just looked like he didn't have a very good read on the ball, the right fielder. And so now men on second and third, a great hit from Roa. Yeah, that just confused me. I mean, it just got past the first baseman, Cade Ladehoff, and I figure, okay, that's just an easy ground ball, but it looks like Pace just kind of took his time kind of getting the ball in, and out of the box, Roa was thinking 2 bases, and as a result, you now have a scoring opportunity with Diego Cruz, the freshman, up, ready to potentially tack on some runs and take the lead. Freshman against a redshirt senior as he chops that one, and that is a foul ball over to the Michigan dugout. Kind of looked like he was trying to Baltimore chop it a little bit almost. You don't really see that often, like a softball swing almost, because he kind of started running out of the box as he was hitting that ball, but yeah. Basically. Yeah. On a turf, little difficult that time. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not going to die as much here on the turf field here as the count is 0-1 for Cruz. Winds and fires. That one is skipped into the turf. Keep wanting to say dirt, it's turf. For a ball here. Certainly could. Yep. Absolutely, especially with pretty much all of these bats can take one out of here, as that is skipped. Great, great block there from Noah Miller. Looks like it's really starting to get away from Max DeBeck here, excuse me, and count is now 2-1 for a guy who looked like he was just gonna mow down these RedHawks. Those off speed was working early, but suddenly just unable to command it very well. Rocks and deals. That is yay high. Head high to be exact. As count is now 3-1, 93 on that pitch. And boy, you can tell he's just looking for some juice just to get out of this inning unscathed. Yeah, nothing to force. Oh, almost sailed the pickoff attempt at second base over the shortstop Culbertson's head, and boy, lucky that Culbertson had his wits about him, because it doesn't look like there was necessarily a move even towards second base. So still a 3-1 count for Cruz, and like you said, looking for your pitch, and that is going to be off speed in for a strike. So full count now. Cruz really going to need to protect the plate here and just try to push one into, maybe left center field here or something. Definitely not. Nope. Definitely not his pitch there, but looking for his pitch here as the count is full here with 2 outs. And he barrels that one into right field past the right fielder Pace. That's going to be 2 bases, and it's going to be 2 runs for Cruz. He's looking third. They're going to go send him to third, and he's out. Oh, man, a 2-base hit. Tries to stretch it to third. That was really close. really close play, but it looks like the throw in from the second baseman, Colby Turner, was just in time. Oh, brutal beat for Diego Cruz, who really did bust his butt out of the box, but unfortunately not able to make it happen. But regardless, you'll take it. 2 runs. In spite of ending the inning, that is still 2 runs for the RedHawks. So 5-3 is the score here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. We will take a step back here for just a minute for the top of the 4th inning. Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. 5-3 RedHawks is the score as Greg Pace comes to the plate. In the top of the 4th here, a great throw from Pace. Actually was hit to right field. As that first pitch he takes for a ball outside. Great throw from Pace. Bullet right to the second baseman, Colby Turner, and then Colby Turner with a dot to the third baseman, Braden Jeffries, and Jeffries able to lay the tag just in time for Cruz. Very unfortunate. That is barreled hit left field, but it looks like it's going to drop. Oh, just past the left fielder. That's past Novak. Novak made a diving attempt. He's going to go through. Pace is going to go 3. An easy 3 bases for Pace. So a stand-up triple for Greg Pace as Ryan Novak over in left field tried to make a diving attempt to kind of died. Wind kind of killed it almost there for a second, it looked like, and diving attempt means that it will be an extra couple bases for Greg Pace. So not a good start for Carson Byers and the RedHawks, but no runs scored yet, so certainly a way to get out of this as Drew Culbertson comes to the plate. And Culbertson's a guy who's been around a little bit. He played some SEC ball at Missouri as he takes that first pitch for a ball. Actually started 45 games and then was also a starter at Oklahoma State. So as a junior now, he's been a starter at 3 different leagues. As he barrels that one into center field, and that is going to drop for a base hit. That will score Greg Pace as he rounds first and retreats back, and that is now 5-4 RedHawks, excuse me, with Byers still on the mound, looking to limit the damage to just 1 run.
Just a job well done there by Culbertson.
Absolutely.
Had to get Payson from third, just poke it up the middle. Way to do his job and bring the runner in 90 feet away. For Pace, that was his first triple this season. Honestly, Sean, I'm a little surprised because he really, really raced his way around the bases.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he was in for a standing triple, but it just goes to show you just how badly misplayed Novak had that, as that's a first pitch ball from Carson Byers.
And honestly, I just don't think that was a necessary dive from Novak in left
so
field.
Far.
I don't think he was particularly close to getting that.
You're right. It was so far in front of him. It was that he's gonna look back at that surely and go, man, why did I do that? But it's okay. Lesson learned. Still a 1-run lead here for the RedHawks here in the top of the 4th inning.
I mean, I guess in general, you'd rather favor aggression than the opposite.
Sure.
But a situation like that, the leadoff man up, you have a 2-run lead.
It's the difference between a single and a triple, though, is the issue. Yeah. Byers fires that one in just off the plate for ball 2. Looked like a strike from here, but home plate umpire Rob Howard said, nope, not today. So Left-hander Byers against the left-hander Evan Hager. As he looks at first and then fires one in. Inside, they're going to call that ball 3 now. Just kind of barely missing his spots is what it looks like for Byers. Byers usually able to really paint the corners about as well as any pitcher you'll see, but not in this at-bat. Now a couple pitches here. As he takes that, that's a strike, and it looks like Hager thought that was ball 4, and honestly, I think that was a worse pitch than the last pitch, if you ask me.
I think he thought it was a little high, and
I tend to agree.
yeah, I don't disagree either.
I don't disagree. A little bit of a weird spot, but regardless, 3-1 now is the count for Byers. Hoping to just pitch to some contact, maybe get a strikeout here. As that is barreled just past the first baseman, Applewick, and that is going to head into right field as he's looking to, and he is going to get 2 bases. Men on second and third now for Evan Hager and Drew Culbertson. So now this is when things start to get a little dangerous here. Still no outs, men on second and third.
Michigan is starting to get into their groove again.
Absolutely.
Offensively. That one 103 off of the bat, the lefty Hager. Rocketed just past the glove of the diving Applewick. Not a ton you could do there, but you have to fight if you're Byers. He's done a good job of doing that his previous 2 innings.
Yeah, got out of a jam last inning, like you said.
Getting out of some trouble. But if you're Miami, you really, really have to step up defensively.
Yep. Absolutely. And it stinks because if there wasn't a man on first, Applewick, from where he's standing, almost certainly makes that play, but not quite able to, as it looks like Rather's going to have a quick chat with Byers.
And it looks like the shortstop Gonzalez will join the meeting as well. You have a few options defensively if you're Miami with runners on second and third. Still no outs in the inning. I don't think here in the top of the fourth, Sean, I don't think you need to play in.
No.
I think
this isn't do or die, cut the guy off at home kind of thing.
Especially with the way that you can hit, as seen all season long with these RedHawks. I think you're fine giving up a run or 2. You just have to get outs as quickly as you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just got to take outs where you can get them right now. You're absolutely right. So this kind of leaves the beef of the order here in prime position, though, to really make some damage. You have the 2-hole hitter, Colby Turner, a .397 hitter for the Wolverines, and a guy who is 0 for 1, has a run and a walk, though, and could certainly do some damage if asked. Now it's going to be popped up, basically straight up to Applewick. Or no, it's going to be Cruz, barely able to poke it out of the sun. Looks like he lost it for just a second, but that's 1 down. And that's exactly the kind of soft contact that you'll frequently see Byers elicit, and certainly hope to get more of that here as the 3-hole hitter Noah Miller, the junior catcher, hopes to come up and tack on and potentially retake the lead for the Wolverines.
Does have some contact today. Has a double and single already.
Yeah. This is a guy who's been hitting pretty well, and so certainly don't want to give him an opportunity to put a bat on the ball very hard, but we'll see here is how Byers able to walk the tightrope. As that is barreled. Oh, snagged by Byers, and that's going to be a double play.
Wow.
Wow. What an athletic play as Byers snagged the ball, was hit right up the middle at him, and then a really decisive throw over to second base on the runner who got caught lacking, thinking it was just going to be a barrel kind of up the middle. And great play there from Carson Byers. Boy, did he walk the tightrope. Man, second and third, no outs, and he's able to get out of it with only 1 run. Great job there from Carson Byers, and that concludes the end of the top of the 4th inning. So only 1 run for Michigan. They strand 2 men on second and third, and so that leads us into the bottom of the 4th here in McKie Field at Hayden Park as the Miami RedHawks look to extend their lead here 5-4. We'll be back here in just a second. Alrighty, welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. I'm Sean Wieseman here with Bryan Miller. In the bottom of the 4th inning, it is 5-4 RedHawks. Great last half inning for Byers, able to escape a jam with no outs, men on 2nd and 3rd, and really limit the damage to only 1 run. And it looks like it is Dom Krupinski who's up to bat. Still Max DeBeck up pitching here for the Wolverines as he winds and fires. His hat comes off and he skips that, and that hits Krupinski. Boy, yeah, that wind I think just knocked him off his balance or something, because that wind came gusting so hard it knocked his hat off, and I think it just kind of threw him off so tremendously. He spiked it and ended up hitting the 9-hole hitter Krupinski.
And when he's missed, Sean, he's missed low.
Missing low, and he's missing badly, too. Yeah.
And, man, Sean, I don't think the wind has whipped around as much as it is now, at least according to the American flag in center field.
No, it's really pummeling it. No, you're exactly right. And it's flying right to straight center field, like dead center field, too. So having a quick conversation, the manager, Brian Smiley, and the hitters, I guess I should say, because it looks like Krupinski's also over there, the base runner as well, plus Marcus Dirks. But yeah, so we'll do a quick debrief here. So 5-4 here, 8 hits for Michigan, 6 for the RedHawks, and an error for the RedHawks as well, as how Michigan was able to score one of their at-bats, or score one of their runs rather. But man on first here, Marcus Dirks, the left-hander hitting, and Dirks 1 for 2 today, as he is showing bunt, and the second fielder and the second baseman, and the third baseman both come crashing in, and as he takes that first pitch for a strike.
It looks like the wheel play on for Michigan as the corners were crashing inside. The second baseman, Turner, would be responsible for first, and the shortstop, Culbertson, responsible for second.
So Dirk's not showing bunt now, but certainly could pull it out. Yep, as he turns and fires, and that is a perfect bunt. Oh, and he got it safe on the bunt. What? I mean, that's his speed. It's just incredible. How in the world did a guy like this go unrecruited? And you just got to wonder, because Dirks, man, he's been unbelievable from Kansas City, Kansas Community College, and he just beat that bunt out by a half step.
DeBeck took way too long to field that ball.
He certainly did.
You have to be aware of Dirks' speed in that
Absolutely.
situation if you're the pitcher. But Dirks able to take full advantage, and Miami threatening once again.
Absolutely. I mean, as somebody who's a Reds fan and gets to watch Ellie De La Cruz, that is it's the kind of stress that Ellie De La Cruz's speed also puts on fielders too. I mean, so if you hesitate for even a second, a guy like Dirks or a guy like De La Cruz can make you pay. Big swing and a miss for the 2-hole hitter, Evan Applewick, the senior from Madison, South Dakota.
Applewick does not swing at many first pitches.
No, he does not.
I think it's like 5% or something like that, so a rare swing and a miss on off-speed pitch, no less.
He's usually pretty confident, as that one almost hits him in the head over in the right-handed batter's box. But, no, you're exactly right. He really does it. He's very patient. But I think they were trying to take advantage of. He's trying to take advantage of some, aggression here, trying to be aggressive rather, and looks to be the case. So count is 1-1. Men on first and second, as DeBeck spikes that one. Boy, like you said before, if he's missing low, and right now he's missing pretty low. If he's spiking, because when he's missing low, he is spiking it straight up, and that's not a place you want to be for an off-speed pitch, especially against a strong hitter like Applewick, who will take his time. He is not going to sit there and chase very many balls out of the zone like that.
Miller's done a great job defensively.
Absolutely.
He has saved a lot of free bases for the Michigan defense so far.
No, you're absolutely right. Well, 2-1 count here. Scores 5-4 RedHawks. Applewick, a guy who tied the single-season home run record with 21 last season. Also spiked that one, and men are going to go second and third, and they're safe. Boy, the poor catcher, Noah Miller, is just having the darndest time, just constantly stuffed. DeBeck is just constantly spiking his pitches into the dirt, and as a result, this one really got away from him, rolled into the field of play, and Dirks and Krupinski both with a double steal here. So Applewick in good shape here. 3-1 count. Men at second and third. A single probably gets two home with Dirks' speed. As DeBeck looking to just get across the board here, and that is a ball four at head height. Boy, DeBeck is really starting to let it go as you start to see a couple guys warming up here in the Michigan dugout, and it looks like actually they're going to call time. Noah Miller, the catcher, is going to call time. Doesn't look like a pitching change is going to happen quite yet, but I think a conversation about location is probably going to be had as Hammer and Harrison comes out. Oh, here you go, and it looks like manager Smith is going to come out, and I think that'll be the end of the day for Max DeBeck.
Looks like it. Looks like he made a motion towards the bullpen.
I believe he did too. Yep, and there you go. So we will step aside here as it looks like that is the end of DeBeck's day. We'll take a quick break as the next pitcher comes back, and we'll give you a scoop on him. In the meantime, we'll take a break here for just a minute. Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park. We got a new pitcher here. It is Wyatt Novar, the left-hander, 6'3", 221-pound junior from Dexter High. And a guy who hasn't really pitched a lot at all. Only 4 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, a 7.71 ERA. Hasn't started a game. 5 pitching appearances, though. Tommy Harrison up to the plate. And yeah, this is actually the exact guy you want in this situation. The guy who, you know, one of the best RBI hitters in the entire country. You know, certainly a guy who can do a lot of damage as he watches that first pitch in there for a strike. 89 for Navarra. Count is 0-1. But yeah, this is a guy, Harrison, who you certainly like in this spot. 28 walks, has 57 RBIs as the bases are loaded here with no outs.
It's the guy you want right now.
Quite literally, the guy maybe in the entire MAC. As that is a chopper hit to the second baseman. A great play from the second baseman, but a run scores regardless. Runners advance to second and third, so that extends the lead to 6-4. I mean, obviously you hope for a single, but you'll certainly take an extra run on the board here as you get Ryan Novak now, the left-handed junior.
Job well done there by Harrison. That was an outstanding play by Turner, though, at second, got to say. That saved at least one more run for Michigan defensively.
My call of it probably, underdid just how brilliant of a play. It was a diving play away from glove side, but regardless, able to, like you said, save a run on that play as Novara throws that first pitch in there for a strike. 94 on that one.
He's got good stuff. Just 2 walks for him this season compared to 6 strikeouts. But as you mentioned, Sean just hasn't thrown a lot. Doesn't have a ton of appearances this season. And we were talking about it over the break as the 0-1 comes in and misses the zone.
Barely missed the zone, yeah.
Count evens up. But yeah, we were talking about as he was coming in, Sean. Remember, they got to play Bowling Green tomorrow.
Yes, they do.
And then you have a Big Ten series against Washington this weekend. You're coming off a Big Ten series against Northwestern.
It's going to be exhausting, yeah.
You have to use arms that haven't thrown often.
Absolutely. That is a pitch in for a strike just on the outside corner for Novara. So now Novak's really going to have to protect the plate as it looks like he's hitting his spots. Novara, that is. And with men on second and third, even just a pop fly can get at least one runner home here for the RedHawks, and that is a strike 3 call down the pipe. I'm not entirely sure what Novak was looking for, but it certainly wasn't that. Looks like there's an issue with the pitch comm. Yeah, they're going to have to sub out pitch comms for the catcher, Noah Miller. But Ignacio Gonzalez, a very strong hitter in his own right, a guy with an OPS north of 850, almost 900. And guy hitting 298 this year is certainly a guy you hope can make something happen. 0 for 2 today with a couple ground outs, hoping not to leave 2 more men on base like he did in his last at-bat. But regardless, he'll take the run, but with bases loaded, no outs, you'd certainly hope he can get more than 1 run here. Hopefully some timely hitting from Gonzalez as Novara from the stretch. Big swing and a miss for Gonzalez. He was sitting fastball, had fastball, but wasn't able quite to connect on that one.
He certainly got the pitch he was looking for. He was looking to make this a 9-4 game.
Absolutely. As he winds in, fires. That is ball outside, a good spot as evens the count at 1 apiece. Like I said, Novara, a 7.71 ERA as he winds and fires and throws that one a little low. Makes the count 2-1. Last season, didn't really pitch a whole lot either. Was only 6 appearances, only 1 start, and 4 2/3 inning with a 21.21 ERA. So certainly improvement, but just a small sample size either way. And Gonzalez watches that one into the dirt, or to the turf rather, for a 3-1 count.
Another good block by Miller.
Yeah, Miller's been having his hands full today. Poor guy. He is, as pretty much every pitcher, DeBeck especially, and now Novara have both, as that is barreled left center field. That looks like it's gone, and it's gone! Wow, what a barrel! Ignacio Gonzalez just sent that one for a ride into left center field, and that makes it 8-4, 9-4 rather, for the Miami RedHawks. And boy, we were talking about how this offense can hang. This offense is showing they can hang with just about anybody in the entire country, including a pitching staff coming in that is top 12 in the country in efficiency. And boy, my gosh, I mean, we were talking about how worried we were without getting 1 run out of a bases loaded, no outs kind of situation. But Gonzalez just nipped that in the bud, didn't he?
He absolutely killed that, Sean. Yeah. 427 feet. That hit the scoreboard in the left center gap.
That is why I initially couldn't even tell if it was gone, because I couldn't see exactly where it landed because he hit it so hard. He hit the scoreboard.
That reminds me of Applewick from last year. I saw a home run where he hit the scoreboard, and Ryland Zaborowski from a few seasons ago.
Oh, gosh, Zabo. Yes, absolutely. There's some power. That's the thing, though. There's some power up and down this lineup. You really can't go wrong, as it's a first pitch taken for a ball by Carson Rather, who also has a home run today and an RBI.
And I saw a 3-1 count for Gonzalez. as that's taken for a strike, is 1-1 count to
Right.
there. He stayed aggressive the whole way.
Yes.
First pitch they saw almost swung out of his shoes.
Yes, he did.
But
He took a big hack on that one.
But on a 3-1, you have to be expecting a fastball. You get it, and you kill it. That is a job greatly done.
Well, that's a ground ball hit to the second baseman, Turner, and that will end the inning. A 4-run fourth inning certainly will play for the RedHawks as that extends their lead 9-4 as we head to the top of the fifth here for the University of Michigan in a great battle and a great day here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. We will step aside here for just a minute. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Red Hawk Radio. I'm Sean Wieseman, joined here with Bryan Miller. Beautiful day here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. Still a really substantial crowd. And boy, these RedHawks are showing that they certainly belong, competing and winning right now, 9-4 against the Michigan Wolverines, as the Wolverines just gave up a 4 spot in the fourth inning here. And Carson Byers back out for another inning of work as he throws that first pitch in for a strike. And that tells you how serious the RedHawks are taking this game, because we all know Carson Byers is one of the best relief pitchers in America, honestly. I mean, a guy who last 2 seasons has been an all-MAC guy, won Relief Pitcher of the Year in 2024 in the MAC. And certainly capable of being as good of a pitcher as any player on this Miami roster, as that's a foul ball hit well behind us.
That dude has an absolute rubber arm.
Yes, he
I mean,
does.
we saw it late last year. He pitched almost every single important game for Miami down the stretch of the season en route to a MAC championship.
He was efficient. His numbers don't just reflect how reliable he's been. Just a couple bad outings, but otherwise he's been good, as that pitch barely inside on the first baseman, Cade Ladehoff.
Not sure where it missed, to be honest.
I'm not sure either, but we'll roll with it. Few of those pitches today. Happens in every college game, as that one is well inside for ball 2. And like I said before, Byers typically known for his control. That was about as good of a pitch as you could ask for. Not the last one, but the one before. So certainly was his spot, and I think the catcher, Carson Rather, indicated as much. Byers deals, and that is barreled. Hit into left field. Looks like Novak's got it, and he does. For the first out of the inning. Exactly what you want to do, just string together some outs here. And that's kind of where a guy like Byers is so valuable for the team, for this RedHawks squad, because he's able to give you so many innings. And you know what? He's still going to be available Saturday or Sunday too. He's going to make himself available, and he's going to give you very high quality innings, a guy who can get out of the, you know, sometimes maybe not as efficient, usually pretty efficient, but maybe not as efficient today, but regardless able to make stuff happen, as that's a foul pitch over past the restrooms back here. And first pitch strike for Braden Jeffries. Jeffries 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. Hitting .313 this year as he barrels that one. Foul ball, or no, that's a fair ball, sorry. That is hit to the shortstop, Gonzalez. That is going to be out number 2 for the RedHawks.
I thought that might be close to foul territory.
Yeah,
at
the wind
first
just
jump, but
knocked
the wind kept it in.
Yeah, I was going to say, the wind just completely changed its course. It looked, from my angle at least, it looked like it was going to head into the bullpen, and that's why I called it foul initially. But good job from Gonzalez and Krupinski, able to figure out where it was, able to get to it really quickly. As this brings up Jun-Sung Park. As he takes that first pitch in for a strike. His last at bat, he probably wants that last one back, as he got it up to 3-0, and then Byers ended up striking him out. As count is 0-1 here with 2 outs.
And now's a situation where a couple of runners were on from Michigan.
That's right. As that is a base hit into left center field, an easy single for Jun-Sung Park. So 2-out single brings up Brendan Stressler, who, like we've said, is, pretty much everybody has a hit in this lineup, but Stressler included has a base hit this game rather. Also has a fly out. And the left-hander gets into the box against the fellow lefty Carson Byers. Pretty aggressive lead from Park, as that is popped up over to the shortstop Gonzalez. Gonzalez calling everyone off, and that'll end the inning. So not quite a 1-2-3 inning, but efficient nevertheless for Byers, and Byers able to get out of this inning unscathed, and that takes us down to the bottom of the 5th. RedHawks 9, Michigan 4. We'll be back here in just a minute. Welcome back to McKie Field at Hayden Park, as we actually have a new pitcher in for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the 5th. It is 9-4 RedHawks as Christopher Roja comes to the plate. Our new pitcher is Justin Brown, the redshirt freshman from Northville, Michigan. Only pitched 4 1/3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 4.15 ERA as he gets that first pitch in there for a strike, sitting 93 on his fastball. You'll see that from a lot of these Michigan pitchers. Like I said, this is a very good Michigan pitching staff. Even their back half of their staff still has some serious heat, as Roja watches that one in. Good pitch for Brown, but a ball nevertheless, evens the count at 1 apiece. Yeah, Brown, a guy within his high school career, a 1.56 ERA. In 121 innings pitched, so absolutely dominant as he throws that one a little high off speed. Makes the count 2-1 for Christopher Roja.
His first 2 appearances this season were in Los Angeles against the #1 UCLA Bruins. Threw an inning in each of those games, won the series opener, won the finale. That's fouled away.
Foul way back, yeah.
And Sean, he did not give up a run in either of those two
It's a good
appearances.
that's one of the maybe the best team in the country, UCLA. So that's impressive, nevertheless. Was unfortunately a series for the Wolverines. They were not able to get a game against at UCLA. Always tough in those West Coast road games. Oh, and Roa wears that one on his left forearm, or excuse me, left bicep. And just nonchalantly strolls down to first, no harm. That was a fastball too, right at his bicep. But that brings up Diego Cruz for the RedHawks. And Cruz with that massive home run last inning, or 2 innings ago, excuse me.
Like, you don't look at Diego Cruz and think he's a tremendous power threat.
Certainly
but
not.
He has been today. Has a solo shot and a 2 RBI double his last time up.
Yeah, absolutely. Not the most physically imposing guys. That's a first pitch in for a ball. But, no, like you said, Cruz, a guy with his 4th home run of the season earlier in the game.
And I got to say, Sean, the right fielder pace much closer to the right center gap than I would think.
And also look at where
Cruz.
he's standing, too. I mean, you can see everybody is playing basically at the especially the right fielder pace is playing at the warning track, basically, as that pitch is in for a ball. No, what were you going to say?
He's like a step into the warning track.
Yeah, so talk about having some respect for Cruz's power. When you see a guy hit at 427, maybe, especially with the wind that's blowing out the center field, you start to think, oh, boy, maybe we ought to take a few paces back, as that's a strike. Cruz thought that was certainly a ball, or at least his body language suggested that as he takes a step out of the box here for a second. 2-1 count. But, yeah, you don't really – this kind of just shows you the respect they have for the power in this Miami lineup in general, though. Because, yeah, they're all playing pretty far back. Even the center fielder and second base – or center – yeah, sorry. Well, that ball was hit to left field, but that is going to be out at the warning track. They were playing him second base and shortstop is what I was trying to say, playing him very deep as well. And, yeah, he hit that pretty far. Hit that almost to the warning track to the left fielder, Brennan Stressler. That's 1 out down for Justin Brown, and that brings up the 9-hole hitter, Dom Krupinski. Indiana State transfer, like I mentioned before. He transferred in with Bryan Smiley. Bryan Smiley's been his coach all 4 years. He's a senior now. And he's really been an integral part of this program, playing third base every day and being a pretty consistent hitter. Guy hitting .267, starting all 38 games for the RedHawks as he takes that first pitch in for a ball.
Very versatile player.
Exactly. Very versatile player. Can hit anywhere in the lineup, too. You could put him in the 5 spot, and I think you'd feel just as good as him being in the 9 slot. That's how deep this offense is as he watched that second pitch in for a ball. But that's just kind of, like I said, that speaks to, like, there really isn't a weak link in this entire lineup. And there's not many lineups in the country that can say that. That's a big swing and a miss for Krupinski. But it's just a lot of consistency. You go through and you see that there's 6 different guys who have started 35 or 34 or more games. Not a lot of, alternating bodies. It's the same few guys, and they're going to hit the heck out of the ball. And he wears that one. 91 off. Thankfully, he had some protection there on his bicep, but regardless, that is a second hit-by pitch for Justin Brown, who's, yeah, it's both times, too. It's been to left-handed hitters right on the bicep. Exact same spot every time.
Both fastballs,
yep,
too.
Exactly.
Having a little bit of trouble throwing the inside heater.
Yeah, really bizarre. But, yeah, that's going to be, I think that might be it for Tracy Smith and or at least a meeting is to be had, but there's somebody warming up in the bullpen, so.
I would think with it being Smith out there, I would think this
I
is
would
probably
assume
the end
so
of the
too,
road.
but yes, that's what I was going to say, is it looks like this is going to be the end of the day for him, but we'll see. Regardless, though, kind of a reset here. 9-4 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. For the RedHawks, just an offensive masterclass. They put 3 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the 4th. And aside from a really rough start from Jack Geiser, Carson Byers has been able to throw 4 innings, one-run baseball, and actually looks like he will stay out there. Just trying to remind the young redshirt freshman to take it easy, maybe make a few adjustments here. That brings up the top of the lineup, though, and I'm sure that's why it was imperative for Tracy Smith to come out there, because you have a guy like Marcus Dirks who can, you know, bunt the ball and cause havoc. It's certainly, I'm sure that's something that he wants on his mind is, listen, this Dirks guy, he can run as well as any player in the country. And still hits it really well. A guy who's at 363, and as he shows bunts first pitch, I'm sure that was entirely on his radar. They've shown they can't stop the bunt, though, so far, so I'm sure that's partially why.
Yeah, I mean,
you continue to show it.
Last time up was a bunt single for Dirks.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's got the speed to do it. Man on first and second here, shows bunt, pulls back, ball outside. Count is 1-1 here with one out.
And especially a situation like this, you have a runner on second, so you kind of put the third baseman, Jeffries, in a little bit of limbo.
Yes.
As far as where he should be positioned on the field, and how hard the bunt is down the third base line if he charges in or waits back.
Yes, I think the ideal spot is over there in third base, as it's a bunt hit to the first base, or sorry, not the first baseman, to the pitcher, who gets Dirks out by about a half step, but advances the runners over to second and third, which, you know, at the very worst, I think that's why a bunt was entirely appropriate there, because, you know, you get the runners over and you have the chance with Dirks' speed to get a base hit. Not quite able to do it that time because he wasn't able to get a great bunt down, but regardless, you still set up one of your best power, you know, arguably your best power hitter in Evan Applewick now, the two-hole hitter. As he is 2 for 3 today, couple hits. 35 RBIs, looking to add on the season, looking to add a couple more. So he watches that first pitch in, down and away. 2 outs here for the RedHawks, looking to add runs for the 4th straight inning. Actually, it would be multiple runs, too, with a base hit here. As Brown winds and deals. And that is barrel deep left field, but looks like it's going to have a nice beat on his stressor. Looked really well hit off the bat. Looked like it was going to go a little further than it actually did. And that will end the inning. Unfortunately, no runs to be had for the RedHawks, but regardless, a great start for the RedHawks here in the first half of the game as we head to the top of the 6th inning, where Bryan will take over for the remainder of this game. Don't miss it, though. We'll be back here in the top of the 6th. Be right back. When you are.
Top of the 6th inning, RedHawks up 9-4 from a packed McKie Field at Hayden Park in Oxford, Ohio. On the campus of Miami University, it's Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Brian Miller, joined by Sean Wieseman, and Carson Byers remaining in to pitch for the RedHawks. Came in the second. Since then has thrown 4 innings, only given up 1 run. Very, very important for Miami so far.
Yeah, and I think the fact that you're going to face 8, 9, and 1 is probably a lot of the thought process here, because if you're able to get a couple quick outs, you think, okay, maybe we can, you know, have him out of here with 70-ish pitches, ideally, maybe even less than that, and you still have him available for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. At the very least, Saturday and Sunday, and I'm sure, you know, you certainly hope that you can make that happen there.
As the 1-0 comes in, it is hit towards the second baseman, Cruz. He will field it and fire it.
Beautiful.
To his first baseman, Applewick, for out number 1.
Yeah, easy barrel. Easy pitch and catch there from Cruz to Applewick. Good. And that's just a couple pitches down for Byers here, and you love to see that, him being efficient.
Now up to 55 pitches in his outing. There is a righty warming up in the Miami bullpen. I believe it is Mark Iozzo, although we are blocked off both by the rail and by people standing in front of it, which is a good problem to have.
I was just about to say that is not a bad thing, not a bad problem to have. I prefer that.
So that brings up the 9-hole hitter, Culbertson, as he looks at first pitch ball, misses downstairs. It'll be a 1-0 count to him.
It's interesting. Obviously, Culbertson with his hit in that last at bat, but a guy who, in general, everywhere he's been, I mean, he's only like a career 175 hitter.
As the 1-0 is spiked by Byers.
But a guy who's you're getting him because he can play shortstop really well. He plays a really nice shortstop. But yeah, he's not. You did not bring him in thinking that you had a stud hitter. You brought him in thinking he's Bryan Hayes.
As the 2-0 comes in, and that one is just outside. A 3-ball and no strike count to the righty Culbertson. You don't want the offensive numbers that Mr. Hayes has.
Certainly not. Thankfully, Culbertson can definitely boast he's hitting a little better than that, but still below the Mendoza line for the right-handed hitter here.
As Byers finds the zone on a 3-0 fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike to Culbertson. Bases empty, 1 out here on top of the 6th inning. Miami up 9-4 as the second baseman Diego Cruz shifts over towards the left side of the infield, and Byers fires in a strike. The count will run full.
Byers that feels like it's been kind of the theme today. He's had so many counts where he's kind of run it up 3-0, 2-0 kind of place, and he's getting back in these counts a lot. He is not really walking many batters as a result, and that's just kind of his MO.
Certainly has as the payoff pitch comes in.
And of course I jinx it, and he walks the guy. But, you know, in general, though, I feel like that's just something he's done a great job of. Only his 2nd walk today. Certainly, which is I think is kind of a small miracle, like you said, given how many times it feels like he's gotten into those 2-0, 3-0, 3-1 kind of counts.
As the lineup turns over, it'll be Evan Hager digging in for the 4th time today. The lefty 1 for 2 in today's game. Did double his last time up. That was back in the 4th inning as Byers fires it in and finds the outer half of the plate for strike 1.
Just none of these hitters seem to be getting a great read on like what pitch he's going to throw. Like, it just seems like, oh, they feel like they're sitting fastball and he throws a breaking ball, or vice versa. And it just seems like he's really keeping them guessing for the most part, which is, I think, part of why he's so successful as a pitcher.
Gonzalez, the shortstop, shifted towards second base as that's hit towards the first baseman, Applewick. He blocks it up like a hockey goalie. Will take it himself to first base for out number 1, but a runner in scoring position for the Wolverines as Culbertson was able to advance 90 feet.
Hager actually made that a really close play because you said Applewick kind of bobbled it there, and boy, Hager was just busting it down the line, but Applewick able to just get to first base by like maybe a step or so, able to get the out.
Yeah, Applewick had to put his chest into it a little bit to block it up, keep the ball in front of him. Double play option would have been available if it was fielded cleanly, but that was not the case. But Miami will take it.
Absolutely.
Just take outs at this point in the game. So 2 outs and a runner on second for the 2-hole hitter Colby Turner as the first pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. Turner, the lone Wolverine today without a hit, which is very ironic considering he's batting .397 coming into today's game.
Yeah.
Leads the Big Ten in batting average.
Yeah, the best hitter in the conference, arguably, and he's certainly by average at least, and they've been able to shut him down.
As Byers fires it in, finds the inner half of the plate, is an even 1-1 count to the righty Turner. Wind again pushing out into center field here at McKie Field.
Turner, a guy actually went to San Diego State because he's from Huntington Beach.
Pick off the second.
Almost.
It is not quite in time.
He dropped the
quick
ball.
Tag from the second baseman, Diego Cruz, but just popped out of his glove, as you mentioned, Sean.
No, yeah, but Turner's a guy, like a California guy, which certainly makes you wonder, coming from California to Michigan, what the adjustment was like weather-wise, but was Mountain West Freshman of the Week 5 times in his year at San Diego State, a really strong hitter basically wherever he's been.
1-1. That one lifted into left field. Novak at the warning track in front of the scoreboard. He will leap up and not get it. It is a 2-run, a home run for Colby Turner. And just like that, he gets his first hit today. A 2-run shot. Now a 9-6 lead for Miami.
Yeah, that looked so high. It looked like it initially was not going to have the length to get out of there, but it just barely, as let's say 368, as just barely off the out of there.
We have seen a few home runs today, Sean, that were greatly aided by the wind.
No doubt.
That was certainly one of them, but if you're
Yes.
Michigan, you will certainly take it, as it is now a 9-6 Red Hawk lead here in the top of the 6th inning.
And it's a bummer, but when you put up, you know, multiple runs in 3 consecutive innings, you give yourself some cushion for some stuff like this. And now you just let Byers get to work here with 2 outs and able to hopefully just get through the inning.
Miller fouls off the first pitch, is an 0-1 count to him. Miller 2 for 3 today, but 3 very, very hard hit balls. A double back in the first inning, a hard hit single in the third, and a line out to the pitcher Carson Byers to end the top of the 4th inning. They had runners on second and third. He lined out right to the lefty, and he was able to quickly spin around and fire it to second for the double play.
Yeah, Miller, especially for a catcher, pretty strong hitter, hitting 293 coming into this game, 18 RBIs.
As the 0-1 misses low.
Just, yeah, really, like you said, you typically you either get value defense or you value hitting, but with him, you're getting a little bit of both because he's had his work cut out for him today, having to block as many pitches as he's had to block.
Yeah, that's certainly the case for him defensively, as the 1-1 is roped down the left field line, past the Miami bullpen, past the gate by the J. Hayden Baseball Center, and the count will go to 1-2.
That looked like it could have broken a window over at one of those dorm buildings over there, one of the, like one of the J. Hayden Baseball Center windows. I have to wonder, are those blast proof?
I
Because
hope
that
so.
that was a blast.
Byers a strike away. Here's the 1-2.
Ooh.
And that went outside.
I actually don't mind that pitch, especially when you have, you're still way ahead in the count, because you think, okay, if worst comes to worst, he just takes a really big, terrible hack at this, but gives you a nice chance now to sit up and put him away here.
A lot for Byers to look at. He shrugs off the catcher right there a couple times, but now set and ready to go. Here's the 2-2. That one hit towards the shortstop Gonzalez. Shuffle, shuffle, throw. Is a scoop attempt from Applewick. It led him off the base, popped out of his glove, and Miller will make his way to first.
That'll be an error on Gonzalez. That was unfortunately just a really bad throw. Applewick obviously not able to make the play. It would have been an unbelievable play, but I certainly think that will be an error for Gonzalez.
It is officially listed as an error. It is the second error for Miami today and the second error for Gonzalez today.
Too. Yeah.
But Miami's still an out away from getting out of it.
It's not for a lack of trying. Byers gave him a perfectly good chance, but now just gonna have to work a little harder for it.
Runner on, 2 outs. First pitch to Cade Ladahoff outside for ball 1. The first baseman 1 for 2 today. Doubled his first time up, a 2 RBI double way back in the first inning.
Looks like Scully's gonna come out here.
Since then, a walk and a fly out for Ladahoff, as Scully will make his way towards the pitcher's mound. Of course, Sean, it's possible it's the end of the road for Byers. This is a Miami coaching staff that is not afraid to take pitchers out mid at bat.
71 pitches is what he's at, so I don't think that's what they're going to do here because they don't have the whole team in, but I'm guessing there's some sort of instructions. I'm guessing also because it's the end of the inning or close to the end of the inning, you have 2 outs here that, okay, you get this. I'm giving you this batter, but after that kind of thing, after that, we might have to take you out.
Scully will end the meeting and retreat back to the Miami dugout. Byers will remain in the game and continue this lefty-righty matchup. It is a 1-0 count to Ladahoff already with a couple RBIs today. Has a chance to add to that total. Has a run on first to work with, although it is the catcher, Noah Miller.
Gives you a chance here, run to get somebody at first or second here, so it actually gives you a little more flexibility.
1-0. That misses downstairs. A 2-0 count to the righty. Braden Jeffries awaits in the on-deck circle for the Wolverines. Ju-Sung Park in the hole for the Maize and Blue. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Miami up 9-6. As the 2-0 comes in and finds the upper part of the zone for strike 1. Miami infield playing back outside of the first baseman Applewick, holding on the runner Miller. Byers set from the stretch, peeks at first, now focuses home. The 2-1. That one
Oh,
hit
boy.
into left field. Novak dropping it back, and that is out of here.
Oh boy. He just let that get away from him, didn't he?
The second 2-run shot for Michigan in the inning, and it is now just a 1-run lead for Miami.
Right down the pipe. I mean, there's just nothing more. Just basically middle, and barreled that about as well as you could.
Larry Scully will emerge from the Miami dugout. This will be the end of the road for Carson Byers. 75 pitches in, gave up 7 hits and 5 runs. The last 2 were unearned, though, after the error from the shortstop Gonzalez. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts for Mr. Byers, and 4 2/3 of work, just kind of lost steam at the end. So it'll be a new arm in for Miami. We'll get you him after this quick break as you're listening to Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. New arm in for the RedHawks. It is the righty Mark Iozo making his 10th appearance of the season. He is coming in relief for the starter Carson Byers, the first reliever, not the starter, for Miami today. Wrapping up the day for him, got through 4 2/3, gave up 7 hits and 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts for the lefty. As for the righty Iozo, making his 10th appearance of the season, has thrown 11 1/3, given up 8 hits and 4 runs, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts for him this season as he misses low to Braden Jeffries. It'll be a 1-0 count to him. Iozo this season only allowing opponents to hit .211 against him, which would be towards the top of the MAC if he was a qualified pitcher as far as innings thrown. As the 1-0 is fouled away, the count will even up. Iozo threw just over a week ago, or exactly a week ago I should say, at Purdue, through 2 innings of shutout ball, only allowed 1 hit. No walks and 1 strikeout against the Boilermakers. Ended up being a very hard-fought 5-3 victory in 11 innings.
Yeah, really tough game, but they were able to pull it out.
Crucial win over a Power 4 opponent, their first in a few seasons, as the 1-1 comes in and misses outside for ball 2. And not just any Power 4 opponent, Purdue right at the cut line as far as making the NCAA tournament goes. Same with these Michigan Wolverines.
That's why this game was scheduled, because both teams certainly have at-large candidacies. Michigan probably a little more than Miami just by virtue of playing in a bigger conference. But regardless, yeah, this was a team, like a game that we mentioned before, scheduled very, very quickly, and it doesn't help that it certainly helps that Tracy Smith, the manager for the Michigan Wolverines, a Miami alum and former manager, was more than happy to get this game scheduled.
As the 2-1 was missed high and outside, the 3-1 finds the zone, so it'll be a full count to the lefty Jeffries, who was 1 for 3 today. Looking to get on base once again. Iozo set. Here's the payoff pitch. and is lifted into right field. Harrison charging in. It will land in front of him. No attempt to dive in and make the catch from Harrison, and it'll be a 2-out, 2-strike single for Jeffries.
The longer you let this team continue to add base runners, the longer you give this team hope to hang around. I mean, you thought you kind of put a massive statement in the bottom of the 4th inning there, but they came, Michigan came right back. All credit to them. They came back and put up a 4 spot of their own, and you just hope Yozo can just get out of this and not give them any more hope here.
They'll bring up the DH, Jusung Park. He singled his last time up. That's his lone hit today. Yozo is able to find the zone, and it'll be an 0-1 count to him. Runner on first for the Wolverines, who have had two two-run home runs in the half inning. Now down 9-8. 0-1. That one a hit into the glove of the diving Gonzalez. Grounds it to first. The throw is in time. What a throw from Ignacio Gonzalez. That ends the inning for Miami. They give up a couple of 2-run shots, but still lead as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. 9-8 here on Red Hawk Radio. Stay with us. Bottom of the 6th inning here from Oxford. Now just a 1-run lead for Miami after giving up a couple of 2-run bombs. Redhawks up 9-8 as Tommy Harrison will lead things off for the Redhawks. Justin Brown remaining in the pitch for the Wolverines. Looking to continue the defensive momentum for Michigan. From the windup, he delivers and finds the outer part of the plate for strike 1.
This is the heart of the lineup here. You got 3, 4, and 5. Harrison, Novak, and Gonzalez. So you certainly hope you can do some damage against Brown, but Brown was able to get through it last inning. Certainly looked impressive.
0-1. That one misses upstairs. Harrison today, 0 for 2. He walked his first time up. Since then, a strikeout swinging and an RBI ground out to the second baseman, Turner. That was back in the 4th inning when Miami plated for. As the 1-1 slider finds the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Harrison. The 4 Redhawks today that have not gotten a hit: Applewick, Harrison, Novak, and Krupinski. Not sure many people would have those.
Certainly would not have
combination.
penciled those 4 as the ones having struggles offensively.
And as the 1-2 comes in, misses just a smidge upstairs, the count evens up. Michigan with a defensive shift on the lefty Harrison. They have 3 infielders in between second and first, and just 1 fielder to the left.
Yeah, you can tell the scouting report is there, don't you?
2-2, hit up the middle field, and pops out of the glove of, I believe, Colby Turner. Harrison will make his way to first, and the leadoff man on for the Redhawks.
Actually, I think that might have been Culbertson who misplayed that. I can't tell.
It was.
Yeah,
yep.
Culbertson was the short because he was shifted over basically on top of second base, actually slightly right of second base, and yeah, they were playing him so far over, and yet they know where he's hitting it, and they still couldn't make a play on it.
It was a bit of a screamer off the bat of
Certainly
Harrison,
was.
97 off of his bat. Kind of a short hop for the normal shortstop Culbertson, but playing a little out of position. Still the same step defensively against the lefty Ryan Novak as the first pitch comes in from Brown. It is a called strike one.
Yeah, you can tell what they think of the left-handers here in this lineup. They certainly believe they're all pull hitters, although I've seen them all spray it to pretty much all sides of the field, so I think that's an interesting decision for them.
Certainly a lot of room on the left side of the field for Novak as the 0-1 comes in, and it finds the zone for strike two. Of course, it's a correlated thing with the pitcher as well. You're going to try to focus on the inner part of the zone if you're Brown against any lefties, if you're going to have this defensive alignment. As the third baseman was actually the one on the right side of the infield closest to second, but he just switched with Cuthbertson as there's a swing and a miss from Novak, and that brings us to 1 out in the inning.
Not a great at-bat there from Novak. I mean, he watched strike two come through, and that was his pitch right there. I mean, that was pretty much right down the heart of the plate. And then he chased his third pitch there, and yeah, not a good at-bat, but Ignacio Gonzalez here hopefully can right the ship.
A runner on first for Gonzalez to work with here in the bottom of the 6th inning. RedHawks up 9-8 over the Michigan Wolverines as the first pitch comes in from Brown. It misses low and outside for ball one. Gonzalez with a solo shot his last time up. A well-struck ball for him. I don't know why I said solo shot. It's a 3-run shot for Gonzalez as the 1-0 comes in. A big swing and a miss. He was looking for his second tater today, but instead the count will go to 1-1. I misread my scorebook.
That's okay. I mean, it was a big hit too. Really big home run there.
Yeah, hit the scoreboard in the left center gap.
Yeah,
427 feet. An absolute shot for him. Looking to do it again as the 1-1 comes in. It's outside for ball two.
A lot of these pitches, when he is missing, it's kind of feels similar to what DeBeck has been doing. When he's missing, it feels like he's missing really off the plate. I mean, either really high or really low.
2-1. He didn't miss that one by very much.
No,
just a smidge outside.
I was going to say, not in that pitch, obviously, but it feels like for the majority of the pitches he's missing pretty badly.
He'll have to find the zone here. It is a 3-1 count to Gonzalez. Runner on first. And 1 out in the inning. RedHawks up by 1 from the stretch. Brown is set. He winds and delivers and finds the zone. We'll have a payoff pitch coming. Wind starting to gust again here at McKie Field. It has done it many times so far.
Off and on, but last couple innings we had a reprieve, but now it's really starting to blow again.
Out to dead center.
Yeah.
Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Brown, now 2 outs in the inning.
Just high and outside. Gonzalez was just so eager to make something happen. You know, like you could tell he wanted to just put the barrel on the ball so badly that he couldn't help himself.
Couldn't lay off the high cheese. It's tough for any hitter to do that.
I understand. Fully get it.
As that brings up the catcher, Carson Rather. 1 for 2 today. His one hit was a big one. As Brown delivers and finds the zone for strike one. Once again, the defensive alignment for Michigan. 3 infielders on the right side, just 1 on the left. Rather with a solo home run back in the 2nd inning. The first of 3 straight for the RedHawks. As there's a pickoff attempt to try to get out Harrison. He's able to get back in time.
You know, I mean, this lineup has 6 lefties in it, so it's interesting that only now have they decided to become super aggressive in the way they decide to align themselves.
Another pickoff attempt, and once again, Harrison's able to get back. Harrison, not a tremendous threat on the bases, just 3 for 5 on stolen base attempts this season.
That's why I'm curious why Brown is so eager to hold him.
Not a huge lead for him at first either.
No.
As the 0-1 comes in. And it misses the zone for ball one.
Well, it looked like a pretty good pitch to me, but I guess I know nothing at this point, you know.
I will say our view is a little to the left
it's
of home
slanted.
plate.
Yeah, it's slanted, so it's not the best possible view, but it did look like it caught the plate there.
Another pickoff attempt, and Harrison again able to get back in time. Of course, college does not have the limit on throws to first.
No disengagement limit, yeah.
That Major League Baseball has, as well as the ban on the aggressive shift that Michigan has on right now, as that hits the thigh of Carson Rather. Another hit by pitch from Wolverine pitchers.
That was the most catcher way to take a hit by pitch I've ever seen, because he did not bat an eye, did not move a muscle. He just hit him right in the hip. And, okay, whatever. I'll take my base. Like, didn't bother him at all. 85-mile-an-hour pitch, whatever. I don't care.
That's nothing, right?
That's nothing. That's such a catcher mentality.
He's used to it.
Absolutely. You take enough, balls, that ricochet up into your face as with protective gear on. It makes sense.
As time is called on the field, it'll be a meeting on the mound for Michigan, as that brings up Christopher Roa for the Miami RedHawks, who was also hit by a pitch his last time up. Gives us a chance to talk about the Michigan coaching staff. Tracy Smith in his 4th season at Michigan, his 29th season overall as a head baseball coach. An overall record of 922, 706 losses, and 1 tie. Of course, Smith, a member of the Cradle of Coaches here at Miami University, inducted back in 2015, and deservingly so. Coached at Miami from 1997 to 2005, made the NCAA tournament twice, and of course that 2005 appearance, the last time that Miami made it until last year.
Yeah.
And the RedHawks will be facing a new arm. We'll get you him after this quick break. Miami with a couple runners on the bottom of the 6th inning here on Red Hawk Radio. New arm for the Wolverines is the lefty Keegan O'Hearn, redshirt sophomore out of Ontario, Oshawa, Ontario. 6'5" at 220, and Sean, he could really fire it in for this Wolverine squad.
Holy cow, can he? I mean, he was sitting 97, 98 in warm-ups, a guy who kind of a two-way player, actually. He had 32 at-bats last season, hit 281, and a guy who they're mainly using as a pitcher. They haven't had an at-bat for him this year, but more of a pitcher. But pitching well in his limited time. He's got 7 appearances, 4 2/3, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, 386, a whip of 171. And I tell you, this guy's impressive. And not only that, I mean, it makes sense with his velocity. He was able to play for the U18 national team in Canada, and Competed in the World Cup qualifiers in Mexico, played in the U18 World Cup. I mean, he's been a big part of the he was a big part of the U18 Canada team. Not as much the senior team, but my gosh, he can really throw the ball hard. It just seems like it's a matter of control for him with his 5 walks, over a walk per inning here.
Yeah, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts for him this season. Also has a couple of wild pitches and 2 hit batsmen. So that's the reason you'd have to imagine, Sean, why he hasn't had any more extended time on the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to guess if you're going to have a velocity competition, he would be probably right up there among the Michigan staff. It's just a matter of whether or not he can control it. But, we'll see. It's certainly, obviously, his potential is as good as any pitcher here in the for the Michigan Wolverines. So we'll see if he's able to string it together here get a final out of the inning.
Meanwhile, there's a meeting in the outfield between the 3 Michigan outfielders, Stressler, Hager, and Pace. The head coach, Tracy Smith, is out there as well as one of the umpires. Frankly, I'm not sure what exactly this meeting is about.
I'm not sure I've seen a meeting with outfielders before. That's actually that might be a new one for me. I'm not sure I've seen outfielders have a meeting with the umps, but it looks like there might be some sort of injury.
I see a towel out there.
Yeah, I actually think there might have been some sort of injury of some sort. Or something like that. Honestly, I can't tell.
Yeah, to be honest, I was not looking out there. I was looking at Mr. O'Hearn warming up, so I'm not sure what
when
exactly.
a guy's sitting 97-99, it's kind of hard not to look at him rather than the big meeting happening in the outfield. That's fair.
I guess that's probably not what we should be doing as broadcasters, but I'm not sure what exactly the meeting out there is about. But it is adjourned, and everyone is remaining in the outfield for the Wolverines. Stressler in left, Hager in center, and Greg Pace in right field as Christopher Roa, the designated hitter, digs in for the RedHawks. Runners on second and first for him to work with. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. RedHawks up 9-8. First pitch in from the lefty O'Hearn. It finds the inner part of the zone for strike 1.
98 on that one. I mean, you could say that every time he throws a fastball, but my goodness, he can get some velocity on it.
Has to be the hardest thrower that Miami has faced this season. If not, certainly one of them. As 0-1 is swung on and missed. That one coming in at a smooth 98 miles per hour for a lefty too.
Yeah, a lefty sitting 99 on that pitch. That's difficult.
See if he could find the zone here. No balls and 2 strikes to Christopher Roa from the stretch. He delivers the 0-2. That one missing a smidge inside.
It took a little bit off that one on 96, but good spot right there for him.
Wind again blowing straight out to center field. If you're able to make loud contact, if you're Miami, if you get in the air, you'll probably get out of here.
I was going to say, especially with 98 here.
1-2, that one hit in the gap between third and short. Harrison getting the wave around. The throw from left field cut out, and an RBI single for Christopher Roa. Miami now up 10-8.
That is a great at-bat from Roa. I mean, I know it is not easy to be the first guy to have to sit and watch, a guy throw that kind of velocity in warm-up and having to be the first guy to have to really sit there and take that velocity, but kind of felt him out for a couple pitches and finally able to get something going. And nice base hit right where they weren't.
Christopher Roa having a tremendous day at the plate. 3 for 3, has a home run, a double, and a single. He is a triple shy of the cycle.
Yeah, triple shy of the cycle will certainly play. That's a good piece of hitting. And so you got Cruz here, who's also been hitting the ball very well. Also has a home run today, and certainly liable to hit another here.
Has a homer and a 2 RBI triple today. 3 ribbies for him total as O'Hearn delivers and misses outside.
Something I will say is I don't feel like that pitch, he throws it with a lot of velocity. He is not getting a lot of break on his fastball from what I'm seeing. It just does not seem like it's getting a whole lot of spin relative to what you might see from like a Carson Byers, a guy who's throwing it 10 miles an hour slower, but not quite able to get as much spin on it.
1-0. There is an off-speed pitch from O'Hearn. That one coming in at 81.
81,
but
yeah.
Missing low, so 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty Diego Cruz.
It's just a very flat plane is from what I'm gathering, which I think is why it might be slightly easier for a hitter to get a hold of than one with a little spin.
2-0. That one finds the upper part of the zone for strike one, a much-needed strike for O'Hearn. We'll say Michigan defensively, no shift being put on against the lefty Diego Cruz. 2 infielders on each side of the infield.
Yeah, the third baseman is certainly, Jeffries is certainly playing in a little bit.
2-1 runs up and in past the catcher Miller. Runners will advance 90 feet, and a couple runners in scoring position for the red and white.
I think the scouting report that we were able to do, you know, beforehand, it's been pretty much dead accurate. That's another wild pitch. A guy with a lot of velocity, but just inconsistent control. And when he's able to get control, obviously you can certainly see why he could get runners out, but.
Now up to 3 wild pitches on this season. Obviously did not come into today's game with a ton of innings, just 4 2/3. Faces a 3-1 count to Cruz. Here's the pitch, and it's taken for ball 4.
Well, you knew you were going to have to use your arms that you might typically not use if you're Michigan. You said they play Bowling Green. They then have to go do a weekend series. You're going to have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable here with some guys you may have normally wanted to, you know, hook. You maybe not so much, but it looks like Tracy Smith's going to have at least a conversation here.
There is a righty warming up in the Michigan bullpen. He is approaching the fence. Looks like this is going to be the end of the road for Keegan O'Hearn. Not great outing for him. Giving up 1 hit and 1 walk, as he has not officially been pulled yet. Maybe I spoke too soon, but I guess we'll find out. Regardless, Sean, with Dom Krupinski up for the RedHawks in Miami, up 10-8 in this game. What an opportunity to try to break this game open. You gave up 4 runs in the top half of the inning, but what a chance for Miami to get back into the driver's seat.
We've seen some clutch hits already. We were talking about how, you know, Cruz, you know, bases loaded, 2 outs, was able to pull something together. You hope something similar from the bottom of your lineup. This time, Krupinski. This certainly, like I said, this is certainly a lineup because there's no weak links. A guy like Krupinski would be probably hitting 6th on a lot of other MAC teams, probably maybe even 5th. And instead, he's hitting 9th just because of the depth. You go up and down the lineup. So the point being that even if you have a new pitcher in, I still feel confident. 1 through 9, you still feel great about the matchup that you've got.
The new pitcher is Brandon Mann. We'll keep it here on Red Hawk Radio. Bases loaded for Miami. This is an impromptu midweek game between the RedHawks and the Wolverines. It is the 30th meeting all-time between these two programs. Michigan leads it 21-8, but Sean, they have not met in a long time. 1988 was the last time these two teams played. It was a double header. Actually, that's not true. I'll get to that double header in a little bit. But that game, a 3-2 victory for the RedHawks, March 16th, 1988 in Edinburgh, Texas. A surprising destination for each of these two teams. The last time these teams met in Oxford, 40 years ago, 1986. That was a doubleheader on March 29th of that year. Game 1, a 6-5 victory in favor of Michigan. Game 2, a 10-1 decision in favor of the Maize and Blue. But today, facing a little bit of trouble, now down 10-8 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bases loaded, with Miami looking to strike and extend the lead with the 9-hole hitter Dom Krupinski digging in.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got a guy, Brandon Mann, a senior, pitched a little bit this year. Hasn't pitched as much this year as he has in previous years. Pitched 7 2/3 innings, 4.7 ERA, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Pitched 8 total appearances, so pretty much a kind of guy you let loose for an inning and have him back. But a guy, he's a good athlete. He's actually part of the Michigan football team for a couple years, 23 and 24. Was recruited for both sports, but ultimately decided that he'd rather stick with baseball. And now out here today at a beautiful, the shade coming in too now. It feels great here at McKie Field at Hayden Park.
So that means Mann, national champion on that football team.
Certainly is, yeah, part of that national championship winning, Big Ten championship winning roster. Yeah, he's been able to be a part of some winning teams here.
First pitch to Krupinski. It finds the zone for strike 1.
Now, Krupinski, obviously, he doesn't have to force anything here. Obviously, you're going to still want to, if you see something good, you want to hit it. But working a walk is not a bad outcome here at all.
I bring in a run, so you'll certainly take it if you're Miami.
Absolutely, not at all.
From the stretch, the 0-1 from Mann. That one misses low. Peeled down to the field umpire. Says that Krupinski was able to hold his swing. So the count evens up at a ball and a strike to the Indiana State transfer. Krupinski today 0 for 1, hit by a pitch twice today,
Yeah,
and flew out to left field.
Yeah, he's been wearing them.
1-1 count to him. Man with a extended pause, he deals and finds the zone for strike 2.
Ooh. Just must have clipped the bottom corner, bottom outside corner.
Yeah, much to the disagreement of
the crowd.
the Miami faithful behind home plate.
Yeah.
Still a very, very well-attended game.
Yep.
1-2. That one too far low. The count evens up.
Krupinski's got to be careful, though. I mean, if it's even close, you got to make sure you choke up and just put something into play. Look how far back these outfielders are playing, too. You're going to have some space to just kind of push one over into left center field or right center field or wherever you really want to put it, because you're going to have a lot of room.
Once again, the shift being put on 2-2. That one misses low. Much to the disagreement of the righty man. He made a few struts toward the Michigan dugout, but instead a payoff pitch coming.
That spot was close. It was a very close spot, no doubt.
3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases loaded. Runners will be going on the pitch. Tom Krupinski up for Miami, up by 2. Here it is. That one hit up the middle. That will be gloved. And the throw to third is not in time. Now bring in a run. Miami up 11-8.
Whew. I mean, that's a great play from Culbertson because, boy, if that gets by him, that's another run that scores there. Obviously, a run a run ultimately ended up scoring, and great heads-up base running to get back. But my gosh, that was that almost busted the game wide open right there. But an unbelievable play, and that's exactly why you keep Culbertson around, even if he's not a great hitter. Unbelievable defensively and able to make the play.
And that's why the shift was put on from Tracy
Absolutely.
Smith and his group of Wolverines as the leadoff man Dirks digs in. First pitch misses low. It's blocked up by the catcher Miller for ball 1.
Yeah, Miller's going to need to be very careful here about blocking everything up. Obviously, when you have bases loaded, you don't want to let a free runner go just on a wild pitch. And obviously, a lot of these Michigan players especially just seem to have been spiking it today. Certainly not one you want to have in this situation.
1-0 swing and a miss from Dirks. The count evens up to him.
Dirks is a good guy to have in this situation, though, as far as hitting for contact. I mean, 2 for 3 today, hitting .363 on the season. This is about as, I mean, he's the best, one of the best hitters in the Mid-America, no doubt.
1-1 count to him. Man set from the stretch and delivers. That one runs outside for ball 2. So yeah, just to recap that last at bat for Krupinski, kind of had a loss of words as the shortstop Culbertson made a diving attempt. Really no play for him to make. He tried to get the runner at third, Roa, as he was a bit aggressive as he was rounding third as the 2-1 comes in and finds the outer part of the zone for strike 2. He was trying to get Roa as he was going past third, but the throw was not in time. It was really the only play for him to make. Just a very, very well hit ball off the bat of Krupinski. Hardest hit ball today, I believe, at 107. 2-2. That one fouled away by Dirks. He will stay alive.
He's sticking it. He's sticking it in there. I mean, he's doing the best he can. Man is not making it easy. He's actually throwing some pretty good pitches here. Like, his spots have been really good in this at bat, but Dirks with a good eye, too. Dirks with 29 walks this season. Certainly a guy who can get on base.
2-2 from Mann. That one skied over home plate, heading into the crowd. No, it will be caught by the catcher Miller for out number 3. So that'll do it for Miami. They're able to get a couple runs across, but they do leave them loaded. After 6, RedHawks are up 11-8. Here on Red Hawk Radio. Stay with us. Top of the 7th inning, Miami up 11-8 after a 6-run 6th inning. 4 runs from the Wolverines of Michigan and 2 from the RedHawks of Miami. A 3-run cushion for Marchioso to work with. He'll be facing 7, 8, 9 in the Wolverine order. Pitch number 1 of inning number 7 is a called strike to the left fielder, Brendan Stressler. A defensive substitution for Miami. Drew Phillips will come into the game for Ryan Novak in left, as that's hit up the middle. It will be gloved by Gonzalez. Shuffles over and throws to first. It was a low throw, but it was picked up by Applewick in time for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down for Iozo in his first full inning of work. How do you get the last out of the top of the 6th inning? Was able to get it after a ground out also to Gonzalez from Jusung Park. So that'll bring up the right fielder Greg Pace for the 4th time today. Does have a triple today as he hits that one into right field. Harrison drifting back, camps under it, and will catch it for out number 2. So 2
Good
up,
efficiency.
2 down. Yeah, I mean, you say it, Sean.
Yeah, you absolutely, you can't do much better than that. Iozo with some efficiency. You're just trying to get out of here with a win here, and you know, especially with the amount of offense that's been had today, you love to see some quick pitching here.
Just 3 pitches into the inning for Iozo. Already has gotten a couple of outs for Miami.
Only 11 pitches so far, and he's done a great job.
A pitch hitter now up for the Michigan Wolverines. Cooper Mullins will be pitch hitting for the shortstop Drew Colbertson. Lefty coming in to face the righty Iozo. Mullins so far this season making his 25th appearance, as that's outside from Mr. Iozo. He hasn't played a ton, but when he has, he's hit pretty well. 327 average, 16 for 49 on the year with 5 doubles. As the 1-0 comes in from Iozo, it misses low for ball 2. 7 RBIs for Mullins this season. Slugging 429, on base of 400. Has 5 walks this season, 1 hit by pitch, and 10 strikeouts. 2-0. Finds the outer part of the plate.
And Mullins a guy who really, I mean, he's from Eugene, Oregon, so it's kind of interesting. You look at this roster, how national, even international they are as far as the amount of players they get, especially compared to a lot of sports. But, yeah, I guess his Oregon Ducks just didn't want him.
As that's low and outside, a 3-1 count to Mullins. I mean, I guess that makes sense, especially in the current era of the Big Ten. I mean, it is a national conference.
Certainly. At this point now, it's definitely a national conference. Makes sense, right?
And every so often, as there's a swing and a miss, the count will run full. He'll have a chance to take on his hometown Ducks. Michigan did play Oregon earlier on this season, although that was in Ann Arbor. Oregon came into that game ranked 15th in the country. Michigan took 2 from 3 from them. It's strike 3. What a pitch from Marchioso. He freezes Mullins. A 1-2-3 inning for him. It's time to stretch in Oxford. RedHawks up 11-8. You're listening to Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Evan Applewick leading things off for Miami as we enter the bottom of the 7th inning. RedHawks up 11-8, looking to grow the lead. Brian Miller joined by Sean Wieseman. A very well-attended game here at McKie Field among all sorts of Miami students. As I see Justin Kirby to my left, a few members of the Miami basketball team. I see T-Rob, Tyler Robbins here as well, right next to the Miami dugout.
Yep. I was going to say, I saw them come in, and hard to miss them.
Yeah, especially Robbins.
Yeah, Robbins especially very hard to miss.
As there's a swing and a miss from Evan Applewick. Brandon Mann remaining in to pitch for the Michigan Wolverines. Now 12 pitches in. Has allowed 1 hit so far. As he winds and deals the 0-1. That one misses upstairs.
Applewick been a little quiet today, which is unusual for him. Obviously, he's had a couple walks, but 0 for 2 otherwise, which you're just so used to him making, you know, big hit after big hit. Just very unusual for him.
1-1. That one outside for ball 2. Yeah, it's kind of been a theme of the season for Evan Applewick. Not necessarily the power numbers that we saw from him last year with 20-plus home runs. 11 homers for him this season. Still 3rd best in the MAC and most on the team. As the 2-1 comes in, it's outside for ball 3. But a ton of walks for Wick.
You can see how teams are pitching him now. It's a lot different than they were last year. They obviously didn't respect his power as much as they do last year as they do this year.
Up to 43 walks this season. He's a pitch away from another, and that one finds the zone. The count will run full instead. And that's his patience, I would say, Sean, has helped everyone out in this Miami batting order, especially Tommy Harrison, who's top 10 in the country in RBIs. Oftentimes bringing in Applewick. 3-2. That one hit into left field.
No.
Schressler is under it and will make the catch for out number 1.
Off the bat, that looked great, but unfortunately not able to make it happen.
He was just under it. Just under it.
Yeah.
So 1 up, 1 down for Mann as that brings up Tommy Harrison. Harrison 1 for 3 today. Singled his last time up. Has a walk today as well as an RBI ground out. It's a very good and efficient day for Hammer and Harrison. Looking to develop another rally for the Miami RedHawks, up 11-8 here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out, bases empty. First pitch off speed from Mann. It drops in for a strike.
Mann's been all right. I mean, he obviously he had a real struggle last inning, but he was actually able to get out of it relatively unscathed. I mean, as unharmed as you can in that kind of situation.
That one hit in the right center gap. Pace dropping back at the warning track. It is up.
Gone.
It is gone. Hammer and Harrison strikes again. A solo shot for him, and Miami up 12-8.
Boy, the way that Greg Pace was playing that ball, I was like, oh boy, is he just under that? Is he under that? And then finally just able to just get out of there.
That is home run number 11 for Harrison this season. Him and Applewick now tied for most homers on the Miami RedHawks this season. Tied for the 3rd most in the Mid-American Conference. Just another huge insurance run for Miami as that brings up Drew Phillips for the first time today. Phillips, a defensive substitution for Ryan Novak in the top half of the inning.
Tracy Smith's going to come out here, I think, and have a conversation.
At least a conversation, if not a substitution for Brandon Mann as the infield comes in, as well as the catcher, Noah Miller. He will get the hook, and that will be the end of the road for Brandon Mann. Get you the new Wolverine arm after this break. RedHawks now up 12-8 here on Red Hawk Radio. New pitcher for Michigan. It's another lightly used lefty. This time it is Slade Moore, making his 8th appearance this season. He has only thrown 6 2/3, giving up 12 hits and 7 runs, 5 walks and 3 strikeouts to him this season. Has allowed some loud contact, giving up 2 doubles and 1 homer. Opponents are hitting .375 against him this season as the first pitch comes in, and it is taken for a strike to pitch hitter for Miami as Jamie Rasmussen comes in the game. It was Ryan Novak that was originally in this position. As that misses the zone, it'll be a 1-1 count.
I mean, gosh, it was like him, and then it was Phillips, and then it was Breidenbach, and now it's finally Rasmussen.
Certainly a busy part of the order for Miami today as that swung on and missed. It'll be a 1-2 count to Rasmussen, who does have some pop in.
Yeah, a couple
his
bombs
bat.
already.
A couple home runs for him this season. 9 total hits. As he takes strike 3, Moore able to find the inner half of the plate. Now up to 2 outs in the inning.
Not a great at bat, given that he didn't really pick his bat up off his shoulders at all. But regardless, you have Ignacio Gonzalez, who can also get on base here pretty easily.
He could certainly rip one.
Absolutely. He's
Does
already
have-
showed he can.
Yeah, had a 3-run shot earlier on today. One of 5 home runs for the RedHawks today as he looks at first pitch strike.
Talk about putting America on notice. You play, you know, a really solid Big Ten squad, and you hang 12 on them at least.
0-1.
Ooh.
That one runs inside, nearly gets a piece of Gonzalez. He's able to swerve out of the way,
Yeah,
though.
almost clipped his knee.
And
but
the
yeah.
count will even up.
I was just saying, talk about setting a statement. You know, a team that on 2 days' notice, you're able to get together and
As
offensively at least, you know, able to make something happen.
As the 1-1 misses low. And it's coming off of the momentum that Miami had a week ago today with a 5-3 win at Purdue.
Absolutely.
As the 2-1 is fired in, and that misses inside for ball 3.
Yeah, they've shown they can compete with some of the upper echelon kind of Big Ten programs, and you can of course make the argument, well, they aren't throwing their best times. Well, neither is Miami necessarily.
That's a big swing
Whew.
and miss from Gonzalez. It'll
Obviously-
be 3-ball and 2-strike count.
Obviously, Byers is one of your better arms, but as far as you're not getting your weekend starters or anything throwing out here today for either team. So it really is just who can hit better.
Payoff pitch coming. Here it is. It is
Yeah,
taken for
He knew it right
strike
away.
3.
Knew it right away.
Back-to-back Ks for Slade Moore. Job well done for him. Heading into inning number 8, RedHawks up by 4 here on Red Hawk Radio. Evan Hager, the leadoff man for Michigan, will be leading off the top of the 8th inning with his group of Wolverines trailing 12-8. Miami able to add one more run in the bottom of the 7th after a solo shot from Tommy Harrison. Mark Iozo remains in to pitch for the RedHawks. Pitch number 18 from him. It misses low and inside for ball 1.
These are some pretty high leverage innings too. I mean, yeah, obviously the score, it's a four-run game, but you certainly, especially given the opponent, you're putting a lot of faith in a guy who's only pitched about 11 innings, and so far he's been up to the challenge.
1-0 pitch coming to lefty Hager. It misses outside for ball 2.
Just barely. Whew.
Meanwhile, the merry-go-round at the left field position continues for Miami, as now Keenan Proctor coming into the game, a defensive substitution for Jamie Rasmussen. We've seen a lot of RedHawks in that spot today.
Wow.
As the 2-0 comes in, misses low for ball 3.
That's the 5th guy who's played left field in the last 2 innings, or been in the left field spot in the last 2 innings, I believe. Something like that, 4th or 5th.
You believe we're up to 5.
Yeah, I was gonna
as
say,
the
I think
3-0
that's
comes
5.
in. It finds a zone for strike 1. It did say that Mason Breidenbrock was coming into the game for Miami. I don't know if that was a typo from the press box or if that was indeed the case, because Michigan was making a pitching substitution when he was up, as that pitch is in for strike 2. So it makes sense to have a potential pitch hitter in if you know you're facing a lefty versus a righty and whatnot.
Yep, absolutely.
Certainly a busy position for the RedHawks today, as the shift is being put onto the lefty Hager. Payoff pitch, it misses high.
Got away from him. I mean, it started with just the 3 balls you throw as soon as the at-bat starts. It makes it really difficult then when nothing's really around the plate, then to have to just try to use everything you've got later in the count.
I mean, credit to Yoso, he was able to fight back, but he missed the payoff pitch.
Pretty badly too. I mean, that was neck high basically.
And it'll be a runner on for the second baseman Colby Turner to work with. 1 for 3 today. His one hit was a big one, a 2-run shot back in the 6th inning, as pitching coach Larry Scully will emerge from the Miami dugout to have a chat with Iozo as well as the catcher Rather.
I don't think they're going to yank. I don't really see much action happening. I mean, there are people warming up in the bullpen, but
looks like there's a righty warming up. We have a group of kids blocking our view, so
harder to see.
And I believe that is Austin Berggren warming up in the Miami bullpen. I'll double check that.
Yeah, it's Austin Berggren. You're right. It's 35.
Scully looked in that direction. Not sure if he's going to make a move or not. And he is.
He is, okay.
So an extended pitching change, but that'll be the end of the road for Mark Iozo. We'll wrap up his day as well as introduce Berggren after this break here on Red Hawk Radio. Top of the 8th inning, a runner on for a new pitcher in Austin Bergeron. But first, wrapping up the day for Mark Iozzo. Pretty solid, coming in relief for Byers through an inning and a third, did not allow a run. Just 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout for him. He is responsible for the runner at first in Hager, but gives us a chance to talk about Mr. Bergeron. Sean, what do we have on him?
Guy with a 2-3 record, 14 appearances, 27 innings pitched, 32 strikeouts, just 7 walks, and a 4 ERA. One of the best pitchers on this team, no doubt. A 1.30 whip, and a guy who just seems like he can really count on him out of the bullpen, and a guy I think they're going to use a lot also later this week as well for their weekend games against Central.
Missed low and outside to Colby Turner. 1 for 3 today, but certainly a dangerous hitter in the Michigan lineup as he hits that down the first base line. It was slicing foul, and that's where it ended up for strike 1.
He barreled that, or it certainly looked like it at least. He got a good hit on that, but just hooked foul.
Landed just beyond the first base bag in shallow right field. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. No outs here in the top of the 8th inning. A runner on for Michigan as Miami leads 12-8. Bergeron from the stretch, nods as catcher and deals. That one heading in a similar direction. Into the Michigan bullpen it goes, and it'll be a 1-2 count.
That's the thing I think Bergeron's best for. He fills up the strike zone with, I mean, you can see it. He's got only 7 walks and 27 innings of work. In college, that's really hard to come across guys who can kind of do that, kind of keep it just around the plate. And 32 strikeouts, I mean, that's just, like you said, that's just his MO. That was his MO last year, too. Wasn't as successful as he has been this year, but that's just the way he operates.
1-2. That one left outside. Upstairs as well. The count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Colby Turner with Noah Miller waiting in the on-deck circle. Miller 2 for 4 today. He's been very strong for the Wolverines in the batter's box. Bergeron looking for 1 or potentially 2 outs here. 2-2. That one skied into the right center gap. Dirks with a good read on it. He will make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, boy, Dirks he's just such an efficient route taker. You know what I mean? Like when he sees something off the bat, he's able to just eat up ground so quickly.
So the potential double play available for the Miami defense, as it looks like Miller will be exiting the game. It'll be a pitch hitter in his place. It'll be Matthew Austinfort digging in for the Wolverines and for the starter Miller. Miller was hitting good too, 2 for 4 today, 3 hard to hit balls, maybe a little surprising.
I think that's very surprising. Yeah, considering how well he's been hitting it, I think that's interesting. But they might just like something here with the matchup.
It is a lefty in Austinfort coming in, batting .231 this season. He has played in 37 games for Michigan.
He's
all
their
but
kind
2.
of default pinch hitter kind of guy.
18 hits for him this season as the first pitch from Bergeron finds the zone for strike 1. Austinfort with 6 RBIs this season, 4 doubles and 1 home run, 11 walks, 22 strikeouts for him on the year thus far. 0-1, half swing,
he
and went. It is an 0-2 count.
That's a nice pitch from Bergeron right there. Just kind of off the plate, kind of darted from the center of the plate, kind of broke away from him from the left-handed hitter. Kind of comes inside on right-handers, kind of comes outside on right-handers. Or left-handers, rather.
Bergeron looking for his first strikeout today. Here's the 0-2. It missed high for ball 1. Potentially a setup pitch.
I was just about to say that. I think he's setting him high to hit him low. Adjusting his eyes a little bit here.
Austinfort not taking the bait on the 0-2. Here's the 1-2 from Bergeron. That one a slider, trying to hit the outside corner. He just missed.
Just missed the outside corner. Came close, but not quite.
So a 2-2 count to Austinfort. Down 0-2. Was able to lay off of a couple balls, stay alive in the AB. 1 out, a runner on first for Michigan here in the top of the 8th inning. RedHawks up 12-8. Here's the pitch from Bergeron. And he was able to hold his swing on another breaking pitch from Bergeron. That one turf ball, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
And the count will run full.
Yeah, Bergeron's just really trying to make sure that he can't get a lick of the ball at all. Just throwing it really off the plate last few pitches here.
Ladderhoff awaits in the on-deck circle for the Wolverines. Here's the payoff. It is swung on and
Big
missed.
swing and a miss. Wow.
You said it, Sean. Big-time strikeout for Austin Berggren. Leaves Miami with a couple of outs, just one away from another clean inning.
Yeah, I mean, the hack that he took, too, was there was no hesitation. He had a couple of those check swings earlier in the at-bat. He went all the way in on it, and it was just nowhere to be found. Ball was just nowhere to be found, just died.
Miami looking for their second straight bagel on the scoreboard. It will be Cade Ladderhoff standing in the way of that. First pitch to him, misses for ball 1.
Yeah, RedHawks just 4 outs away here from getting another Big Ten win after not having any for the last few seasons. And just standing in the way, like you said, is this Wolverine squad here with a few outs left.
As Berggren misses high, 2-0 count to Ladderhoff, who has had a very good day at the plate. Had a 2 RBI double his first time up and a 2-run home run his last time up, back in the 6th inning. Michigan got 4 across in that frame. As the 2-0 comes in, it finds the inside part of the zone for strike 1. Probably expect a lot of breaking pitches in Ladderhoff's direction.
I think so, yeah.
You never know, but that would be
been sprinkling those.
Educated guess. There is another one, chopped down the third base line. Tough play for Krupinski. Low throw to first. It would not have gotten out Ladderhoff anyway. A hustle single for him, and a couple runners on for the Wolverines.
I mean, it was basically as good as a bunt down the third base line as far as how far it went. I think it didn't get more than 45 feet before Krupinski was able to get to it, but just because it chopped, it bounced so much that Krupinski just not able to make a good throw or a fast one, fast enough at least.
Even if it was a perfect throw, I'm not sure if it would have been enough.
No, you're exactly right. Even with a perfect throw, I'd be very surprised if they were even able to make that super close.
So runners on second and first for Braden Jeffries, the now shortstop. He started the day at third, but as a pitch hitter came in for him.
Looks like there's a pinch runner as well.
It is Carson Luna coming in for Ladderhoff at first base.
I just want speed on the base paths here is what it sounds like.
Luna
just base runners.
Does not have a stolen base attempt this season. As mentioned earlier, it's the Michigan team that does not steal many bags, towards the middle to bottom of the Big Ten in stolen bases this season. 10th in the conference. They are 38 for 56, 67%. They're not particularly efficient either. As the first pitch comes in, it is chopped towards the first baseman, Applewick. He will take it himself for out number 3. So another clean frame for Miami pitching and defense. They'll look to play add-on as we enter the bottom of the 8th inning. RedHawks up 12-8 here on Red Hawk Radio. Carson Rather digging in for the Miami RedHawks here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Miami up 12-8 here in Oxford as the sun starts to set and the shadows have more than crept in here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. It will be Rather, Roa, and Cruz digging in for Miami as Slade Moore remains in to pitch for the Michigan Wolverines. Lefty on lefty matchup. Here's the first pitch. A bunt attempt from Rather. It dribbles in front of the Miami dugout. Then it'll be an 0-1 count to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Matthew Austin Fort will remain in the game. He will play first. As the 0-1 comes in, is hit in his direction and will get past Austin Fort into right field. A leadoff single for Rather. The 4th time today he has gotten on base. Leadoff man on for the RedHawks.
That was just a good piece of hitting. I mean, you just put it right where they weren't.
Ellie Kligman is in the game for Michigan as well as a defensive substitution. He is catching for the Wolverines. So a few defensive subs from each of these teams here late in this ball game as Moore goes home and gets a swing and a miss from Roa. So I guess reintroducing the Michigan infield. It is Cooper Mullins at the hot corner. Braden Jeffries at short. As the 0-1 comes in, it misses the zone. Count evens up. Colby Turner at second and Matthew Austin Fort at first. The outfield is the same as it has been all game. Stressler, Hager, and Pace. And now Kligman behind the plate for Michigan. 1-1. Swung on and fouled back for strike 2. Roa today, 3 for 3. Has a homer, a double, and a single. Also a hit by pitch. A triple away from the cycle.
RedHawks looking for their first pair of victories against a power conference opponent since 2023.
As that is hit towards the shortstop, Jeffries will take it to second for one, throw to first in time for a double play.
They beat Cincinnati and Purdue back in 2023 and haven't beaten a power conference opponent since, or at least in the regular season. Yeah, so be a great, obviously, another inning to play still, but looking good so far.
They are 3 outs away from doing it, but Miami looking to play add-on. Try to add some more insurance runs, already
Absolutely.
up 12-8. Diego Cruz will be responsible for doing that. Cruz with a good day, 2 for 3 at the plate. As he looks at first pitch strike, he was running out of the box as the pitch was coming in, trying to slap it opposite way.
You can always tell when he doesn't like a pitch because he always has that kind of look of like disgust at the pitch that he just saw.
0-1, that misses low and outside. The third baseman, Mullins, playing way in, a step or two, maybe even
into the
3
grass.
in.
Yeah, they're into the green turf, so to speak.
Certainly aware of what Cruz brings in the batter's box as that runs high and in for ball 2.
Getting close to hitting him in the head, and he didn't move a muscle.
We've seen quite a few.
Yeah, a lot of hit by pitches today. Yeah, absolutely.
Believe we have seen 3 total. 2 from Dom Krupinski on his own as that is hit over the glove of Mullins at third. A 2-out single for Cruz. A wide turn at first. He will retreat back as Miami tries to start a 2-out rally.
Something that I think also puts a lot of pressure on teams is that you might see some teams really trying to kind of jog over to first. Brian Smiley's teams do not jog to first. Every single time there is a base hit to the outfield, they are looking for 2 bases. It doesn't matter if it's the slowest guy on the team or the fastest guy on the team. They're going to look for a bobble, a juggle, a hesitation, and they're going to take off because you saw Cruz obviously not able to, they were able to get it in very cleanly. But we saw it earlier in the game where, we've seen multiple guys just turn what should have been 1 base into 2.
Certainly applies pressure to any defense.
Exactly.
Just another reason why this Miami offense has been dominant this season.
Absolutely.
First pitch missed low. Here's the 1-0 to Krupinski. It finds the zone. Count evens up. Krupinski 1 for 2 today. A couple hit by pitches. As mentioned earlier, he singled his last time up. Looking to keep the offensive train going for the soaring RedHawks. Pickoff attempt to first. A hard throw from the pitcher Moore. First baseman
Gassed that.
able to glove it. It wasn't a particularly strong lead at first for Cruz.
No, I mean, it's just a couple steps. Cruz is a quick guy. He's very quick, and he goes.
Goes from first, and it got him. Once again, Dom Krupinski is hit by a pitch. That is the third time today. The fifth time Miami has been hit in the batter's box, and a couple runners on for the leadoff man, Dirks.
I'm curious. I don't know what the record would be for Miami hitters getting hit by pitch. I imagine 3 has to be at least approaching the record, wouldn't you think?
For a player in a game?
Yeah, certainly. You'd think so, right?
Has to be up there.
Absolutely. I'd have to do some research on exactly how many that is the most, but that's incredible. That might be the most I've seen for a Miami player personally.
Yeah, I would think someone's gotten 4 at some point.
I would assume so too, but 3 has to be up
Dirk
there.
squares around, gets by the catcher Kligman. Runners will move up 90 feet. And Miami 90 feet away from another run.
So I think it's interesting because Dirks' bat was basically right in front of him, of Kligman for the majority of that pitch. He didn't get a good, he could not see where that pitch was going for the majority of it and completely lost track of it and ended up squirting between his legs.
Yeah, especially for a pitch coming in. If you don't see it till the last second, no one has that quick of a reaction time as that is bunted towards the pitcher. Flip to first is in time for out number 3. So valiant effort from Marcus Dirks, but Miami will leave it 2 on. They are 3 outs away from another Power Conference win. We'll see if they can get it here on Red Hawk Radio. And you are listening to Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Stay with us. Miami 3 outs away from another Power Conference win. It'll be up to Austin Berggren to close it out for the Miami RedHawks. Brian Miller joined by Sean Wieseman. Sean, it has been an excellent, excellent day for the Miami RedHawks today. 5 home runs. They're looking for their 3rd straight scoreless inning to close this out.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't really ask for much more offensively. This is, like I said, coming into this game, 12th best pitching staff in the country. Top to bottom, they have a lot of guys with some, even guys who aren't pitching a lot, with some great stuff. And they've been able to just continually put together at-bats and put together great swings and able to make stuff happen on the base paths.
Leadoff hitter for Michigan in the inning is Ju-Sung Park, the designated hitter. He is 1 for 4 today. Looks at first pitch ball. Here's the 1-0. It is swung on and missed. and the count will even up at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, when Park is committed, he doesn't do half swings. There's no check swings for Park. I have not seen him do one yet. He is either swinging all the way or he is watching it go.
He is 1 for 4 today. His one hit was a single back in the 5th inning. 1-1. It finds the zone. An off-speed pitch from big Austin Berggren.
Beautiful pitch.
He is a strike away from his 2nd K of the day.
Yeah, he's commanding his off speeds really well. I mean, they're finding the strike zone fairly consistently here.
Close stance from the stretch. The 1-2. A slider misses low. Park was able to hold off just enough to see another pitch.
Yeah, he wanted that. He did. He wanted to take a swing, but didn't swing.
The eyes of the nation are looking at Oxford, Ohio as the 2-2 comes in, and that misses outside. Gets past the catcher right there. The count will run full. This was a impromptu game that really caught the attention of the college baseball community. You really don't ever see this. I mean, you do see teams cancel games this late in the season for RPI purposes to try to boost it up, but you rarely see those games rescheduled.
Yes.
This was an instance where both of these teams bet on themselves to increase their chances of making the tournament, as that is skied up in the infield. The second baseman Cruz camps under it, drifts back in, will make the catch. 1 up, 1 down.
No, you're exactly right. Like you said, it is so common. Like, for example, in this case, Michigan canceled against Dayton, and they were about in the 190s, I believe, in RPI. Totally made sense from their perspective. I believe it was like 196 is where they were sitting. And you know, that's a team like, okay, it doesn't really help. It only hurts, serves to hurt to play that game, and to somehow lose it would be devastating. But to have a team then come up on your schedule, like a team that then come, hey, we'll play you. We'll play you. If you're already going to be in the area, we'll play you. And for Michigan to come and I think also that kind of speaks to Tracy Smith, you know, we'll play you anywhere kind of thing. Like he really was, he really had that mentality. Like I want, you know, get as many good wins on our team as we possibly, opportunities as we can.
As the first pitch comes in, it's outside for ball 1. And to make one thing clear, because I know this has gotten some pushback, and I do understand the thinking, like, oh, both these teams just kind of bailed out on their scheduled opponents. Bellarmine is playing at Dayton today.
Yeah.
So it's a very similar trip. Instead of coming to Oxford, they're coming to Dayton. As the 1-0 comes in, it is taken for a strike as Jack Lefeft.
David Saylor saw an opportunity. The athletic director saw an opportunity for, you know, this to happen. Like you said, it came together so last minute, but you see the opportunity, you take it.
Hit down the third base line, a diving Krupinski trying to get it, but it wound up in foul territory anyway. A 1-2 count to the pitch hitter Jack Lefeft, who is pitch hitting for Brendan Stressler.
I'm sure the Miami connection for Smith helped a little bit too. I'm sure that made him
I would
much
think
more.
so.
I'm gonna guess he did not mind spending a night in Oxford, a place he spent so many years, over a decade total combined, for being a coach, an assistant coach, a head coach, and a player. I'm sure he didn't mind being back in his alma mater here.
1-2 from Berggren. Here it is. That one is chopped towards the shortstop Gonzalez. He backhands it, fires it to first. The throw is not in time. I don't think it would have gotten Lefeft. But either way, it popped out of the glove of Evan Applewick. A hustle single for Lefeft in his first plate appearance. And Michigan trying to start a rally.
Yeah, Gonzalez, I mean, it wasn't a bad throw. Applewick just wasn't able to pick it, really. Just not a good job from Applewick there. But, you know, even if Applewick is able to make a play on it, he certainly is safe. That's just a tough play. It chopped so many times, it gave him a chance to get to first base there.
So that'll bring up Greg Pace, the right fielder. 1 for 4 today. His one hit was a triple, though. As Berggren fires it in, it is foul down the right field line, at least approaching out of play. A sliding attempt by Harrison, but it goes over the fence down the right field line anyway.
He was bailing on that, or Harrison. I mean, he knew he was about to hit the wall, so gave it a slide, but not able to make it happen. Cruz also kind of in pursuit on that ball too. It was kind of in no man's land, so to speak, but ultimately drifted just foul.
It would have been a very difficult play for both Cruz and Harrison.
No doubt.
Well, I mean, even harder considering it went over the fence.
Sure.
So no balls and 1 strike to Pace. 1 out in the inning. There's a swing and a miss. Man, I gotta say, the the slider, the breaking stuff today from Austin Bergeron has been absolutely
Spot on.
devastating.
It's been spot on. They just aren't able to. They have not been able to see it very well.
An 0-2 count. Bergeron has a few pitches to work with. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And guess what? It was that slider again. What a pitch.
Good call. Yeah, absolutely good call. It's the slider that it's been devastating all day.
So 2 outs in the inning. It will be Cooper Mullins to try to keep things alive for
People on
the
their
Michigan
feet.
Wolverines, as the RedHawk faithful is up on their feet trying to cheer on their RedHawks and see this through the finish line. Bergeron from the stretch deals, swung on and missed. An 0-1 count to Mullins. Mullins 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking his last time up. That was back in the 7th. No balls and 1 strike. Large lead at first.
Yeah, I was
think
gonna
they'll
say, they're
let
just
him take
getting
it.
him.
He goes. The pitch is low,
Skipped past the
and it
backstop.
hit him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're asking for a challenge. I'm
Looks
not
like-
sure if Smiley's going to take it, but Rather says he does not think it was a hit by pitch at all.
It looked like it got the foot of Mullins. As Smiley now having a conversation with the home plate umpire, Robert Howard. And now they will convene for a meeting.
Rather seemed very convinced too. He was like, he immediately said, no. This definitely did not hit him. We'll see.
No motion for that latest play to be reviewed yet, and they will make their way over to the Miami
I guess
dugout.
there's a review incoming then.
Yeah, they never made the signal the 2 hands to their ears, but it looks like they are indeed reviewing the last pitch. Again, it was ruled a hit by pitch to Cooper Mullins on an 0-1 count. So either way, there will be a runner in scoring position for Michigan, as Lefebvre was able to, or Lefebvre I should say, was able to advance 90 feet up to second as the ball got past the catcher Rather. It's just a matter of whether or not there will be a runner on first for the Wolverines as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say they did not give a rip about the runner on first at all. They were completely content with a guy taking a 7-step lead, as was the case for him. So yeah, that no harm, no foul. You just go get the base runner, go get the runner in front of you, rather the hitter in front of you, and finish the deal.
As everyone is looking at the scoreboard in left field, I do credit the Miami staff for showing the replay, although it's very, very small. It's
yeah,
hard,
you
it's
can't
hard
really
to tell.
see it. Can't see it from here.
Yeah,
I can't make any judgments
I'm not going to
from
rule
here.
one direction or the
Sure.
other on this one.
It's hard to make any judgments when you can barely see it from out here. It's just the scoreboard's not particularly large.
But either way, whatever the result of this review is, the mentality for Austin Bergeron's the same.
Just
The
focus
tying
on the
run's
batter.
not even up. You're an out
Yeah.
away from winning this game.
Yeah, just focus
So
on the
you
batter.
really just have to focus on the Wolverine in the batter's box, as they are now, I think, going to change camera angles. They're now going behind home plate, the low home variety. I'm not sure.
I don't think that even helps us either.
And to add on to it, they're not even in full screen. Okay, they are now. This is now the high home version. I suppose this could be a good angle. But as you mentioned, Sean, the board itself is way
I was
too
gonna say
small for us
it's
to
of no fault of anybody.
really rule.
But it's of no fault of anybody at all. But
And honestly, not a ton of the fans around us are even looking at it.
no,
I just see one or two intently looking at the left field scoreboard.
very
but
intently.
everyone else kind of talking amongst the people that they are with. What has been, honestly, Sean, without a doubt, the most highly attended baseball game I've ever seen here.
I ditto. I would say the only other game I've seen that's come close is their Battle of the Victory Bell, but otherwise, and that kind of just goes to show you, when there are big games, these RedHawk fans will come out, but you know, especially with a marquee name like the Michigan Wolverines, certainly they'll come out. And no, but you're right, this attendance was next level. I mean, at one point it was standing room only. Thinned out a little bit, but there's still plenty of fans still here. Several hundred fans still here ready and cheering for the RedHawks here.
The umpires have made a ruling. The call will stand.
I
So
just don't think there's enough video evidence to overturn that. Yeah.
I agree with you. So it'll be Mullins at first and Lefebvre at second for Michigan. Miami is still 1 out away from winning this game, picking up their second Power Conference and Big Ten opponent victory in a week. And it'll be up to leadoff man Evan Hager to keep the Wolverines alive. Hager today, 1 for 3, walked his last time up, does have a double today. Berggren from the stretch deals a half swing. He went around for strike 1.
Whew. Yeah, he tried to pull back, but it came just around the very end there.
So no balls and 1 strike to the lefty Hager. Once again, runners on second and first.
Got some fans on their feet still.
Everyone clapping along, doing the slow clap. An encouragement of Berggren. The 0-1, another slider. That one missed low. The count will even up at a ball and a strike. The second baseman, Cruz, playing about a step or two past the infield, or brown turf, I guess you could say, into very shallow right field. Harrison in right, playing about what appears a step or two short of the warning track as time is called on the field.
It's like, yeah, the umpire's called. I'm not sure for what, but
either way, Hager having a conversation with the Michigan coaching staff.
It's just, I think Michigan's trying to delay the inevitable here, Brian. I think that's the issue.
I mean, some of it could be to try getting the head of Berggren.
Sure, I mean, just make him think, sit there and think. Just sit there and just ruminate on what pitch you got to throw, you know, where you're going to throw it, that kind of thing, with the runners, whatever.
You are an out away. You see the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's almost there.
Miami from one of the biggest wins in the Bryan Smiley era.
I was just talking about that with you off air. I think this is one of the biggest ones, no doubt. I mean, it has to be.
If they get it, they still have to get it.
Sure, certainly.
1-1 coming from Berggren. Here it is. That one misses low and inside. Another slider from the righty.
I think most folks here in attendance thought that might have clipped the inside corner, but I think they're going to say it was a little inside.
So now a 2-ball and 1 strike count to Hager. Berggren once again set from the stretch. Small lead at second for Lefebvre. The pitch, that will be fouled away.
Final pitch here.
Over the food truck down the third base line, and the count will go to 2-2. Berggren already has 2 strikeouts today. A third would win the game for Miami. And what a huge one it would be going up against Michigan, ranked 42nd in RPI. Slow clap from the Miami faithful. Now accelerating, the 2-2. Hit up the middle, fielded by Cruz. He'll flip it to second. No, he flipped it, and the runner will be safe. He was just a little slow. It was a sloppy transition from the glove to the right hand of Diego Cruz. The bases are loaded, and the tying run on for Michigan.
Yeah, tying run comes to the plate now. Good news is, plays at any plate. It plays at any base, including home plate. Bad news is, plays at any plate. You know, like bad news is that means that's because you got a bunch of runners on. So we'll see. Obviously, though, I mean, you gives you some flexibility. Just play it straight up. Don't need to force anything, just nearest base.
It will be a tall task for Berggren going up against Colby Turner, the leading hitter in the Big Ten coming into today's game. Came in today batting .397 on the year, has a 2-run shot already today. First pitch, big swing and a miss.
Can you tell what he's looking for, Brian?
Ooh, he was certainly aggressive on that first pitch. That one coming in at 89 from Berggren.
Just a little
big
off
whiff.
Speed. Little off-speed pitch, and boy, yeah, he wanted all of it.
Berggren again set, bases loaded, 2 outs. The 0-1, that one hit just out of the glove of the shortstop Gonzalez. Into left field it goes. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and the deficit cut in half off of the 2 RBI single from Turner.
Winning run now to the plate here. Or the leading run, I should say. And it wouldn't be the winning run, but the leading run nevertheless.
Man, the second hit for Turner today. It's been a somewhat quiet game, I guess you could say, for his standards, but still has now 4 RBIs. Another great day for Mr. Turner, as that brings up Matthew Austin-Fort for his second at-bat. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging his first time up. He does represent the game-leading run for Michigan, game-tying run at first. First pitch from Berggren. That will be fouled away over us at the broadcast center.
Credit to Michigan. They're making Berggren work. They're not, they're really putting together some good at-bats here, and they're certainly doing their best to, make him uncomfortable and forcing him to have to throw some strikes here.
Wind is the lightest it has ever been today. Still out to center field. The 0-1, that one fouled back in a similar direction behind a home plate. He didn't miss it by very much, but regardless, the Miami RedHawks are a strike away from another Power Conference win. And nearly everyone here at McKie Field on their feet, especially everyone behind a home plate as they start the slow clap. They're heating up. Berggren looks towards second, now deals home. A swing and a miss. Fly the Maction flag, RedHawks. They have 2 Power Conference wins in 7 days. They defeat the Michigan Wolverines 12-10 in an awesome, awesome environment here at McKie, and everyone is going home happy.
I mean, like I said, that as adversity, obviously, able to fight through the adversity is, I mean, you give up 3 runs in the first, you come back and score. You give up a 4 spot in the 6th, you come back and you score another run, three more runs, you give up 2 spot, and you come out and you strike them out.
Man, big-time mental toughness from Austin Berggren.
Absolutely.
That last out was really, really hard to get. Was able to get 2 quick outs, did allow a single to Lefebvre, but since then a hit by pitch, an error from Cruz, and a 2 RBI single from Colby Turner. But he's able to shut the door and close this thing out, striking out Matthew Austin-Fort to end today's ball game. Final totals for each squad today. Michigan with 10 runs off of 15 hits. No errors for the Wolverines out defensively. For the RedHawks, 12 runs off of 14 hits and 3 errors for Miami today. Not the cleanest game, but regardless, the offense made up for it, and they will take today's game 12-10, pick up a huge, huge victory for RPI purposes. Sean, both of these teams bet on themselves today.
Yes,
playing in this game. Miami will win the battle, but you got to credit each of these teams for playing this game and playing in this type of environment. This was an awesome, awesome game of college baseball.
I completely agree. I think Michigan felt okay, at least pitching from a pitching perspective, because they had a guy come out and throw a complete game shutout in their game on Sunday against Northwestern, which certainly helped. But I'm sure still, I mean, to come down here from Ann Arbor, it's like a 4-hour, 5-hour bus ride. That's not exactly an easy ask. And to come out here on a weekday game and come out here 4:30 game and, come out here and compete with the RedHawks, who obviously they're a very good squad in their own right, you'll certainly take that. But, yeah, also credit to the RedHawks for just being ready, staying ready and playing whoever's on the schedule, whoever's up next, whoever wants to come play them. And getting the win against a very solid Michigan squad, a team, like you said, fighting for their bubble lives right now. And that's another Big Ten win, second one in 7 days. You'll certainly take that.
It'll have to be a quick turnaround for the Wolverines. They take on another MAC opponent. They play the Bowling Green Falcons tomorrow in Ann Arbor. For Miami, they have a weekend series against the Central Michigan Chippewas here at McKie Field. Really hope all the fans that came out today enjoy a MACtion series this weekend. That will begin on Friday. It'll be Friday through Sunday. Hope to have you all join us for that. Wrapping up the pitching decisions today, Miami, it will be Carson Byers picking up the win. Now 4-1 on the season. For Michigan, Max DeBeck will pick up the loss. They go to, or he goes to 0-2 on the season. Well, from Sean Wieseman, this is Bryan Miller. Thank you so much for joining us here for Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Certainly a fun and memorable one from McKie Field at Hayden Park. Miami wins 12-10. We hope to See you later on this weekend here on Red Hawk Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful night.